Boom. Boom. Boom.
Hello and welcome back to the Pop Tab Podcast, the podcast that's as sweet as soda for breakfast. I am Brent Kruscke, one of your hosts, the upholder of the unpopular opinion, and joining me today, as always, is the ghost host, Jacob Stokes.
Hello.
The Pop Tab Podcast was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience. If you'd like to be part of that audience, you can head on over to twitch.tv/realpixel to be part of all the fun that we have here. And if you want to know when we do go live, when the VODs become available, or if you just want the audio version of the podcast, patreon.com/realpixel is where all that can be found and more. And it's 100% free. You don't have to sign up for anything. I know Patreon, you hear pay, but you think you're going to have to pay something. You don't have to. It's 100% free. Just the best way we can stay connected to you so you can stay connected to us. We're going to start with a little bit of housekeeping, but first and foremost, we got people in the chat already popping off. Hey, Derek and B-Stabs!
Hi, B-Stabs.
How's it going?
And hi, Derek.
The boys are buzzing. Have you ever
heard that before?
No, it freaked me out because I was like, oh, can they hear us on the mics? Because we were talking before we actually hit live, and I was like, oh, shoot. Let me check all the settings.
Probably think like, oh, God, the mic's buzzing.
I was like, oh, check settings. Oh, my God.
No, it's kind of like you get that invite to the game. It's like, sorry, Shay, the boys are buzzing.
Oh, okay. Okay. I like it.
Maybe not in this setting. Maybe you don't like it in this setting.
I was going to say that it's probably going to be a little bit of a weird one because we both made the mistake of eating a whole pizza from next door, which we probably shouldn't have. So we're both like,
I'm buzzing.
We're feeling it. It's heavy. It's a heavy day. So let's get into all the news. But first, we got to go through our stream schedule for the week. Thursday. I forgot what day it was for a second. Thursday, we're playing some Dungeonborn. James will be joining us. Stokes may be able to join. I don't know 100% his schedule yet, but we'll see what we can get on there. But we'll be playing Dungeonborn. One I'm excited to jump in on. Friday, I'm doing RuneScape with Alec. Saturday night will be Sea of Thieves. We're going to try to finish up the Golden Shores or the Shores of Gold. I can never remember how they labeled that tall tale, but we're going to try to be finishing up that tall tale. And then Sunday, I'm going to probably take off because I think I'm going to be rearranging some rooms. Currently, the stream office, very small, it gets very hot. So I might be rearranging a little bit to try to keep it a little cooler.
I thought you meant like flipping bedroom and office.
I might.
Oh, really?
I might.
I was going to say, you're based on your hands. But then you said rearranging, which is typically like
I might flip the rooms, so I don't know. Only took me 5 minutes to get this Apple TV to work. Still a 2 out of 10. Hi, guys. I hope that's a review on the Apple TV, not the review on the podcast already, because we just started. We just, give us a little bit of leg room.
I mean, I'm sad about both.
That's true.
But it is up. Devin did originally rate the Apple TV a 1 out of 10.
Oh, okay. So it's moving up.
I had to come over and show her what's what.
Oh, okay.
It was a bunch of harumph. My Google used to do this.
Oh, Google. Jeez. 10 out of 10. I'll fight people who say otherwise. Thank you, P-Stabs. Appreciate the defense. Once we got the streams all out of the way, that's going to be the schedule. What have we been watching and playing? Everything that I play essentially now is on stream except for I do my Halo challenges. That'll be the one thing that's not on stream. I just do those off. But everything else I'm playing is on stream. So everyone knows what I'm playing.
So, yeah, yours is a little less obvious. I guess more obvious.
A little bit of First Descendant off stream to try to get Ultimate Volby, and then I realized how deep I have to go for all that, and I'm like, all right, it's in the future.
I mean, it's $100 purchase, right? You got to really grind.
Well, there is a $60 version to just get the Volby, but then all the extras you can do the 100 bundle with her. So you can't spend $60 and just get her, but still is a lot for a character in a game.
It's a lot.
But I have been doing that, but I think I've tried the initial drop that I'm leveled and ready can do. I think I've ran through it like 10 times and I haven't got the drop yet. It's a 3% drop, so it's not like it's crazy that I haven't got it, but
3%.
I was hoping to have a little bit better.
Well, I've been doing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's going to take me a long time to get that platinum, but I've also been doing a lot of cozy games.
Okay.
You know the genre cozy game?
Yep.
What game comes to mind when you think cozy game?
Stardew.
I've been playing Stardew Valley.
There you go.
But it's only because I said, Shay, what are you doing this evening? Oh, I don't know. Him and Han. I said, great. You are playing Stardew Valley. We are buying this game.
So you cracked the
whip.
whip.
It's happening right now. I said, you got to do it.
Okay.
And yeah, we got in.
Okay.
And it's so funny how unused to that type of game she is that it was like shocking.
It's so weird.
I tried getting her. I was like, all right, well, we got seeds. So let's, like, together we each got 15. Let's go plant them.
Okay.
We're going to get ourselves some parsnips. And her being like, I'd rather, and immediately just gone. I was like, I get it. But I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do give me your seeds. I'll just take the seeds. I'm going to do a little 6x5 because I get 30. And she's like, let's plant them in the shape of a smiley face. And I was like, I had already dug the square out, which takes a lot of energy when you first start the game, like a lot of physical energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. I can teach you how to cover up this like tilled ground. Use your pickaxe and it'll untill the ground to make it look normal again. She's great. So we do that. We untill the whole ground. And she starts going, She's like, maybe we'll do a rainbow. We'll do a rainbow of one type of crop where each stripe is a new crop. And I'm like, oh my God. What have I done?
Is it because she's so used to
And
Minecraft
then
where you don't have like energy that you run out and they have to sleep?
Exactly. And it's 10 p.m. in the game, and we're critically low on energy. I'm like, Shay, we're just going to put these down. I'm going to show you how to use the watering can. We'll do it on the next crop. And we don't even have enough energy to water everything. So the next day, like not everything's watered. And then it was just a nightmare. But we ended up she was like, oh, there's mining in this game? I'm like, yeah, there sure is. Well, what's the sword for? And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. So that's been a blast.
Okay.
But I also downloaded one called Moonstone Island, which James recommended in the chat once. That's essentially Stardew Valley mixed with Pokemon. I think I've talked to you about this.
Yep.
Each Pokemon that you get, not really a Pokemon, they're called Spirit. They come with a small deck of cards that as you level them up, you get to add in new cards, upgrade cards that you have, discard old ones. Feels like a deck building board game. And then when you fight in triples, actually, not doubles.
Oh, really?
You fight in triples because you take all of their cards and you mix them together into a deck. So you might draw a hand that's all moves from one Pokemon.
Oh, geez.
So if that Pokemon gets confused, those cards don't work the same anymore. But, you can use one card from one to power up another one. They have like all of the typical deck building types of functions, which is really cool. But there's a new one that actually came out today that I'm going to buy that is more themed off of the visuals of like the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Like it has a very Nintendo Game Boy aesthetic to it.
Okay.
And the art style and animation and everything is like Sailor Moon.
Okay.
It's not as fantastical, but it's the same like 90s anime. But Sailor Moon was their direct inspiration, as they said.
When you say Game Boy Advance, what game do you think of on the Game Boy Advance?
Oh, well, the first game that comes to mind is actually Daredevil.
Okay. Okay.
But that's I didn't play Game Boy the way other people played Game Boy.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Okay.
I would say this is Super Mario World.
Yeah.
I mean, it's isometric because it's a different type of game.
That's true.
So it looks like a Zelda in the way that the map is built and everything.
It's a colorful Minish Cap, which was a Game Boy Advance Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take that. But it's something about the bubbly of the grass right here, the way that like bubbles, but it's still in a straight line.
Yeah.
That I'm like, that is super Game Boy Advance. But you can tell just by that right there, that art style, that it's Sailor Moony. So, but it's just another cutesy whatever. The full price of the game is $13.99.
Oh, okay.
I will be purchasing this game later today and playing it.
That sounds good.
So I didn't really pick the right time to download Moonstone Island.
Right, yeah.
But another cool thing about Moonstone Island, unlike most of these other games, it's procedurally generated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where Stardew Valley has a very clear map.
Yeah.
You draw it blind on a board, but this one, it's really cool how it's unique. It makes it a lot. It's like a dungeon delving game as well with a lot of puzzles, and it's a game where you fly from island to island and have to like activate teleporters. It's a little bit more RPG, but it's still got the crop growing.
Right. The Pokemon is definitely what I think of for Game Boy Advance. Or wasn't Chain of Memories, the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I think Game Boy Advanced? It was a handheld. I thought it was Game Boy Advance, but it might have been SP, but I don't think so.
P-Stab's coming with a hot take. Minecraft is greater than Stardew.
That's not a hot take. That's obvious.
I don't really know. I mean, it's the number one selling game of all time, right?
Right.
I think it's number one. Or is Tetris still?
Whatever.
It's top three.
For inflation, non-inflation, yada, all the different ways that people want to say records have been broken.
I mean, Minecraft is a million games in one game.
Yeah.
And just the fact of it's like openness, creative, the procedural. But Stardew definitely did something special. Did something unique. It's got a lot of copycats out there.
Yep.
Trying to do what it do and capture what it's got. I mean, the two games I've mentioned, everybody compares it to Stardew, and the function of certain individual aspects of the game. You're like, there is no world where you didn't get this from Stardew. Like, have you ever played it, Stardew Valley?
I played.
You watched me. I played it on stream.
I did play. I did watch you play it. I think I played it for like 2 in-game days and went, I can't do shit. I'm tired all the time. I'm done.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, that's fair. I mean, you level those things up without the word leveling up. I mean, really,
Right.
but they grow
Yeah.
in some way. You gain proficiencies with things that reduce how much stamina it takes. You increase the rarity or value of your axe to a golden axe, to a diamond axe, to whatever. Not diamond, but all the same. But one of the things like in Stardew Valley that I thought was unique then, but now I see it everywhere, is there's a box right next to your home that's called like the shipping box or something like that.
Okay.
Where you go and you can dump anything that you want in there and it will sell for you at the full price that it would normally sell. So if a shop is closed that would buy fish, you can just dump this fish into a box. And the lore world of it is people will come by your box at night and grab the things that they would buy, and they give you money for it and stuff. It's like super silly. It's just a game mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Of like, just so you don't have to walk your ass into town and try to sell all these things, as we're trying to sell you that Pierre's is closed on Wednesdays. If you need to sell your turnips on a Wednesday, you're screwed if you had to go to the store. You just dump it in this box. The first thing that I build in Moonstone Island is a shipping box. I was like, that's kind of...
Forgot to turn the lights on.
It's very direct. It's very direct.
Okay.
It's like 1-to-1. Make a shipping box. Mm-hmm. So that's the kind of thing that you see individual pieces in all of these games.
Weird.
Stardew Valley is like the granddaddy of a new subgenre of cozy, almost.
I was going to say, like, before Stardew, what games would you have called cozy? Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon was pre-Stardew?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Wait, like by the math?
I have no idea.
Oh, really?
I don't play any of these games. I don't need a cozy game. I never...
Yeah,
like,
Harvest Moon looks
need
like it was 96
Cool.
when it came out. So
That makes sense.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I never need a cozy game. Especially when a game's like, hey, go farm, go do this, go that. I'm like, this could be all real life. I could go do these things in real... No, get out of here. I want to go fight demons or monsters or shoot things. Like, I want to do things I can't do in real life.
I had this argument with Cody one time. What game was I playing? I was playing something stupid like Car Mechanic Simulator.
Yep.
or something.
That or like Power Wash Simulator, all those ones.
Yeah, I mean, well, those ones, are always interesting because you're like power washing a house on the moon or something stupid. Like,
Well, for me, it was, I played
there's PC Part Simulator. I built that or played that one.
Uh-huh.
That one was interesting because I feel like I was learning something by like, oh, these are all the different pieces and parts, and this is where it could be, and look at the lights that whatever. Oh, it was House Flipper.
House Flipper. Yeah, there's another
I
one.
love House Flipper so much, dude. I played that as recent as like 3 days ago. I'm always playing House Flipper.
Okay.
That was the one that Cody was like, dude, why do you even play that game?
Exactly.
It was like, well, because I'm blitzed on the couch, and I'm really only here to talk to you, but we're talking as a group on PlayStation, so I'm going to play something.
The only game that comes close to that is a recent thing is there's essentially, I forget the name of the game, but it's essentially all the best part of Sims without having to take care of Sims. It's just building the house. It's like Architect, the game, and you just build houses. That I could get into. I can't just build a house in my real life, but I would love to just build houses.
I can't just infinitely renovate a house either. I also can't build 50 PCs. I can't rebuild a car. Like, I can't. I mean, how many people don't? I mean, I have actually like an acre. I could do something.
Yeah, you could
I guess,
do something.
But
I believe in you.
You couldn't.
No, I don't want to, but yeah, I understand.
You're in a condo situation.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out why I heard the static sounds one night while I was playing Power Wash Sim. Turns out it was the water, and I spent so much time getting more and more annoyed.
Well, you got to upgrade the nozzle types. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude,
I mean, you actually do. I barely got that one. That one gave me a light motion sick because you aim where you want, and then you like lock the screen and your thing brushes. Something about that upset my tummy. That was weird.
I think I played Power Wash Simulator, and I think we did a backyard at one point, and there was a point where like the last bit of dirt was between cushions.
Under something or whatever.
Yeah. And I was like, this is...
The play place got me, dude.
Yeah.
The play place got me. You get shooting in between rocks, and you're like using your super sense to glow the
Yep.
dirt. And I'm like, where the fuck? I don't see any fucking glow. I mean, dude, let me tell you about House Flipper. You do the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
You go to renovate a house, but a raccoon has attacked. So there's shit everywhere, and you got to use all your different skills. You got to lay new tile. You got to clean up the trash. You gotta paint the thing. You got to whatever. But you're scrubbing off little raccoon footprints, and it's like the footprint lands on the like threshold of a door. So which room are you actually cleaning? You know, and it's like sometimes you only clean the back half of it, but you got to clean the front half because it's one paw print, 2 rooms. Silly.
That's funny.
These are the plights I'm thinking while I'm pretty high in my basement, hoodie up.
I think that's what helps.
Listening to Chapel Roan girly pop jamming out, and I'm just like, where's this fucking paw print, dude?
Real quick, we're talking. You brought up music for a quick second. I listened to it's so small, but I forgot. I had this thought for a second because for a second I was like, I don't know Chapel Roan. I don't know who that is. Music, anything
still
about
don't,
them?
huh?
No idea.
Okay,
haven't
continue.
heard anything of them at all.
That's fine.
But I was recently
It's one
watching.
person. She.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Just as we're explaining, go ahead.
I was watching a lot of punk rock, different concerts, different things. A lot of people are complaining about the cost of Blink merch at booths now. You know, it's $80 for a T-shirt. Where back in the day you could get $20.
Really?
It's fucking crazy.
Like that's the actual number?
Yeah. I think there
my
were some like $45 shirts and stuff, but like there was like one like the
Screen
tour
printing's
shirt was
real.
like
People
80.
should pirate that.
Crazy. But they I was thinking back on for a small window in the early 2000s, every band had either the bassist, I think it was usually the bassist, or the guitarist. They would do the guitar flip. You know what I'm talking about? Where they'd be playing and then you flip the guitar around.
That was not the 2000s. I mean, they've been doing like Guns N' Roses did that.
No, but there was a very specific time where that like flip, like there was always stuff you did with guitars. You do crazy stuff with the guitars, you bend backwards, all that stuff. But the guitar flip was a very much like early 2000s punk rock thing that everyone tried.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
They don't do that anymore, right? Like I've never seen anybody do that of all the concert footage I see. It's like I don't see that anymore. It was like a window in time where everyone's like, let's do this. And it's funny because the last time I saw it in person done, I was at a concert in an upstairs of like this like 2-floor, kind of like they called it the garage, but it was like the hangout place where they were trying to get you into church, but you'd really they were trying.
They were what?
It was like a church run
Like,
thing
should I hear that?
where it was like hey, you should come hang out with us, but we're trying to like sell you the church, but we're not the church, so it's cool. You know, one of those buildings.
Okay, sure. Propaganda house. Yep.
Yeah, I was upstairs and the bassist threw his bass around and hit the end of it and just broke off essentially the tip of it. I went, oh yeah, like obviously that's gonna happen. That has to have happened a billion times. It's just weird that I saw it happen. I go, oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. And then that bassist, like it was awful for the rest of the show. But it was just one of those funny things that I was like, I don't think about that at all.
I just typed in to see if I can get video evidence of stuff because I picture Slash doing it. What
Really?
you were saying, not messing with a guitar. I picture him smashing guitars too.
Right.
But I picture hair metal bands flipping guitars, not punk rock 2000.
Really? I don't
think
think
it's just because you didn't look at anything but pop punk in 2000.
No, because I
rock,
watched
right?
like I had the Motley Crue documentary. I had a lot of rock documentaries that I watched of concert footage and all that stuff, and they just didn't.
Documentaries.
They just
like
didn't have
then
the
or
thing.
now. Because I know they have like the thing now.
No, not the fake like where people are playing Motley Crue, The Dirt, which is a great movie.
You mean
like an
the
actual like
like
concert DVD.
Well, anyway, I tried looking up something, and the first thing that pops up is a Reddit post that says, "I swear a ghost twists my guitar strap."
Spun the guitars.
Dude, musicians.
It doesn't feel the same as that window because every video.
Spin. I guess that's a good way to call that. It's kind of hard to say like when you're standing still and it
rotates
spinning
around you.
Like
it's like it has an orbit. The guitar orbits you, and for some that's like in every
It
music
orbits
video in the early 2000s. But I don't think of that when I think of hair metal bands. I think of all the other crazy stuff you did with guitars, smashing them, licking the strings, like playing
you said,
without
bending backwards,
crowd surfing, all that stuff, hair metal, all that. But the flip, because it's the moment right before the drop in punk songs where they're like do 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 do, boom, and then it goes. It's like the flip always happens at the same moment.
I'll have to
But I
take
just
your
don't
word
think about
for
it
it. I
anymore.
mean, that wasn't Wasn't my scene, isn't my scene.
I
The word
I thought
scene
about it.
does not enter my vocab.
I thought about it today because I was watching just stuff, and I was like, man, I haven't seen anyone do that in a long time. And even bands now that are the punk rock bands of today, quote unquote, I don't see them do that ever.
Quote unquote.
Because it's a
you
lot
snobby bitch.
It's a lot of pop. It's a lot of mix. The music is an ever changing, evolving thing. I don't know if that's still like the labels that they all want to go by or whatever. Who knows what it is anymore?
Yeah, sure.
But the bands that sound like the bands I used to listen to don't do that as much anymore. How about that?
Sounds like Blink-182. Sounds like it is the bands you were listening to, right?
Well, I didn't watch any of their concert footage, but there was a great.
How many bands are coming back for their one final tour, one final album? What's that concert that they do? That's When We Were Young. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there was. I don't know
another one, right? That's like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I don't know how many of those are real.
Well, I passed one in Vegas, and it was fucking obvious because it was like there's a bunch of nerds with backpacks going that way. There's a bunch of chains, black belts, goth coming this way. Like we're switching sides, you know? It's very unique.
Nerds that way, scene kids that way.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I'd stand in the middle and go, I don't know where to go.
I know. Imagine the Venn diagram.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
So that's what I've been playing.
Yes, what you been playing?
Cozy games and pop on guitar.
What have you watched?
I watched everything you watched, and that's it.
I've got a lot. I watched a lot.
Oh, never mind.
I watched.
Then I have
we
watched together.
We watched Trap.
We watched Trap,
which was, I thought, very good. I liked it a lot.
I don't know. I go to the movies with my family a lot. Mm-hmm. We watch a lot of movies. I talk about what I'm going to go see. Ask if anyone wants tickets. No one at all showed any interest in Trap the whole time, and I was like, "That's fine," because it's an M. Night movie. I'm already going with Brent. Like,
I'll be there.
In. We watched it. Mm-hmm. Next day and following days, I have multiple people reaching out to me separately, like, "Hey, are we going to go watch Trap? You want to go watch Trap?" Jim, of all people, goes like, "Hey, that Trap movie looks pretty good." I'm like, "What? What? Why are you? How are you like? Why is this just coming up now?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I to be fair, I didn't ask the week of.
Right.
They're not that up to date. They don't watch this podcast. But
Shame on them.
I know.
Why do I like his movies, say P-Stabs? Are you asking why do you? Like, is that an introspection into yourself?
Why do I like his movies?
Or did you mean why do you like his movies? Because you don't like them. But anyway. So a lot of people were interested in Trap after.
Yeah, they all wanted to go, and I'm
Okay.
like, I'm sorry, guys, I went. It was fun. You should go.
You should go. Yeah, does P-Stabs like them? You should. Because 90% of them are great. The 10% is the ones I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen Old.
Old wasn't for me.
I
Knock
haven't
at the
seen Old.
Cabin wasn't for me.
Oh, I did not finish Knock at the Cabin. There's another 10%. Because people say they suck, but I like them. I love them, P-Stabs.
There's plenty. I mean, there are some of them are founded more in reality with their like it's a 4 out of 10. As I say, I can give a movie a 4 out of 10 and then put a heart next to it and be like, I loved it. Mm-hmm. It's hard to measure objectivity in these kinds of things, but like, how can you Signs, The Sixth Sense, like those two movies right there, Unbreakable, yeah, like those are
practically
rock
perfect
steady.
movies.
They're rock steady films.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't really dispute these.
No.
Like, I think there's plenty of volatility amongst the other ones, but even then,
I'd even put The Village in that list. A lot of people don't. I put The Village in that list.
Oh, I wouldn't put it in the rock steady list.
I love Lady in the Water, and I would put it around an 8 or a 9 out of 10, but I can understand why people don't put it in the rock steady list.
I would up there. I put The Visit.
The Visit is amazing.
That was such a surprise to me.
That was
The
good.
Visit was fantastic.
Split also was amazing.
I also really liked.
He's got a bunch of great movies.
I liked his show Servant. I don't think it ended proper, but to be fair, so many people seem to have their hands on that show. But the first season of that show, especially, is fantastic.
Very tangentially, I can't say it.
Whatever.
The Devil
I had fun with that movie.
with the elevator was also good.
That was at a weird time in my life when I don't trust my past judgment of movies
Right.
when I watched it then. But I did like that when I watched it. I pirated it and I watched it just to make sure it still worked because I burned them to discs to rent to people.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to make sure the movie worked. But I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
I did guess that it was the old lady.
The Trap is really good. Josh Hartnett does amazing. Fantastic.
I mean, he never hasn't. Really.
No, he's great.
He's fantastic.
And then we watched the director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 2 back to back, 6 hours plus of Zack Snyder brains.
6:15-ish?
Yeah,
right?
somewhere in there.
Wasn't it-
6:15
Wasn't it
to
like
20 or something.
3:30 and 2:45?
I think it was 2:46 and 3:20 something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
So really close
About
to
the
like
same time.
just a little over 6 hours. I think I love them both. I think the only detriment that movie has is that the PG-13 ones had to come out first, but also the second movie feels like a second half to one movie. Like the beginning of the second movie doesn't feel like the beginning of a movie. It feels like the second half of that same movie.
Yeah, there's a whole harvest scene that goes on for a very long time. That is not, I would just say isn't necessary, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, you know what I mean? I'm there for it. So I do think that it was a lot of lore in once.
It was a lot.
I think 2 movies is fine. Plus, where the first one ended was a really great ending to a first movie.
Yeah,
But the second one should have felt like its own movie, I think.
it should have, and I don't think it does.
I think, yeah, I don't know. It's a mix. I almost wish that instead of ending at the shipyard in the first movie, that they would have just ended on Velt in the second movie, like they did in the second movie,
Yeah.
but in the first one. I think you could have probably tied them together. But
Yeah. Finished The Guardian last night. The movie still slaps.
he's talking about the Ashton
Ashton
Kutcher
Kutcher,
Coast Guard movie.
Kevin Costner, that movie.
Yeah.
That movie's really good.
Yeah, he said that to me on a walk. We walked the Boardman a couple of days ago. He's like, dude, it still slaps. I was like, yeah. That's crazy. You watched it again. He's always really loved that movie.
That one's really good.
I mean, but would you put that on Derek as like that's a movie he's gonna like attach to?
No.
Would you have ever guessed that?
No.
That's why I just chuckle every time. I'm like, yeah, you're
'Cause
right.
For a
Like,
long time, I
that's
feel like
funny.
I was the only one that had seen that movie because no one talked about it. It was like just one that I found.
He probably rented it from the movie store that we lived next to. They didn't have many options,
Gotcha.
so that's how I watched it.
How did she like it, P-Stabs?
Oh God.
So my other movies I watched Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And,
okay.
then I watched the sequel, Jack Reacher Never Go Back. I gave the first one a heart,
I see the first one has a heart. Yeah.
and the second one does not have a heart.
Second one, is that Tom Cruise?
It's Tom Cruise again.
Oh, I didn't know he made.
There's
the
2 Tom
sequel.
Cruise ones, and then there's others.
Yeah. I didn't know Tom Cruise made a sequel.
The sequel
I've heard the show is great.
I haven't watched the show. The sequel to,
She hated the slow motion blood.
and she made a tisk noise with the mentions of Marvel Jesus.
I didn't think about that. I was like, evangelical, like, might not tie into this movie too much, but yeah, there's
And her
a lot
favorite
of Marvel Jesus.
part was when it was over. The second Jack Reacher movie.
favorite, notably with a U.
So the first one, there's like Jack Reacher's a very
He just
specific
blows
character.
into town.
Well, he does just blow into town in both of them, really. But the first one, there's like a whole thing where he just like beats up people and he makes like a period joke. Like he's very like not raunchy by any means, but just very like crass. And the second one, he has that kind of same mentality, but they do this whole thing with like this daughter, is it his, is it not, who knows kind of thing. So then there's like this girl character, like a younger girl character he has to protect.
This
And
is in the sequel.
In the sequel. And it's all of a sudden like a dad and daughter story. And I was like, I mean, I get why you did this, but I just wanted more of the crass, gun-toting super soldier dude I got in the first one. I didn't want this.
The guy beating up bullies in a parking lot.
Yeah, I didn't need this.
I haven't seen either.
So
I don't know if they're.
I thought the 1st one was good.
I'm not dying to watch them, but
The show is really good with Thad Castle. Is that what's his face? From Laser Team.
yes,
He's huge now.
I know. Well, yes, he is.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Fast and Furious as well?
He is.
Yeah.
He's in the
What's
newest one.
Oh, is he in
10.
this one?
What is his name?
Alan Richardson.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't Google that. For
Nope.
the audio listeners.
For the audio listeners, that was right off the top.
Came off the top. I'm on it. Especially, I was feeling real tired before I started going live on this.
Oh
one.
yeah, Blue Mountain State. Yeah, he does. That was another one when he's like.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. I forgot about Blue Mountain.
Is that
State.
what he's from?
Is that the?
Okay.
Is that the Shock the Nation?
Oh, I never.
Shock the Nation.
I never saw that show.
I haven't seen that
I've only
show in a
seen the
long time.
clip where he grabs the condom of the girl that's trying to sleep with the quarterback or whatever, and he pours like water and it just is full of holes. That's the only thing I know about that show.
Very good.
There's a train. If you hear a train, it's on our end. That's so weird. It's so rare to get a train by here. I feel like I never hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not Shock the Nation. Well, that's the same show, though, right? I'm not saying it's him. I always forget.
Brent is right on. Thanks.
Nice.
The next movie I watched Tarot.
How?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The new Tarot's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'll have to watch it.
I thought that movie works so well. I thought it was going to be nothing. I really enjoyed it because
I've heard it's just a creature design like highlight. Otherwise, it's pretty normal.
the
Damn, P-Stab saw it too. Okay, P-Stabs.
I did see.
Regular horror aficionado.
So what I liked about it was the idea of this movie is ridiculous. There's a lot of tarot
You
and a
don't
lot
use somebody else's tarot
of
cards.
star signs and this and because you're in
sure.
all that.
It's astrology.
And the movie
girly
doesn't and the movie doesn't make fun of that, but they are aware that it can be made fun of, and they play with that line so well.
Really?
And I think it's really done well because they're like, we know this is ridiculous, but that's okay. And we're not making fun of the people that like it, but we're gonna tote that line. I thought it was really good. Stephen King,
I've heard of him.
you know what? He does good shit. Does
Some
good shit. I'm not excited to have to watch that Dairy show, but
Welcome to Dairy?
I think it's Welcome to Dairy, but
Which got some footage.
I will watch it.
I saw there's a. Oh my gosh! I actually have it in the notes today. There's a Stephen King remake that I didn't know was happening that I'm really excited about.
Oh, we'll get to that. Last movie I watched Thanksgiving because it was also on Netflix.
Thanksgiving. No notes. Don't say anything.
Nothing.
I missed it because we were super busy. We owned a retail store at the time. Black Friday.
Yep.
Whatever. Going right into Christmas. It's a lot. I bought the movie on sale for like $12 on Blu-ray. I'm just waiting for Thanksgiving again to watch it.
That's fair.
Brent and I like similar books and movies. Stokes and I like the same games. I mean, yeah, movies maybe, I guess. If she really likes horror movies, I think I watch a lot more horror movies.
Arguable. I just named two you haven't seen, and they're pretty new. They're pretty easy to get. They're right on Netflix.
And Thanksgiving. I was like, we just talked about tarot.
I'm just saying, it's pretty simple, easy.
Thanksgiving's
to
there, but I
watch.
bought the Blu-ray.
I don't know.
got
But have you seen it? You know, I don't know. We'll leave it to the online judges to say who watches more because I just listed out a bunch of movies, and I don't know. You said I watched
We'll pull up the letterbox.
You can't pull up the letterbox. I just started that. That's not fair.
Oh, hey, whoa, sorry. Hey, mine doesn't have my full history on there either. Oh my God.
But yeah, that's all I watched. Yeah, that's all I watched. Besides the animes, I'm still watching a bunch of animes. I've got One Piece that I'm still going through. I think I am very close to episode 600. I have been watching. I finished Shangri-La Frontier, which is really good. I tried watching the Nier Automata anime. I don't think I'll keep watching it. I think I'd rather just play the game, if anything. You
remember me playing that game?
Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to play that game.
I kind of do.
The PS2 graphic. I hear they didn't they remaster it?
I'm sure they did.
I think there was a remaster that came out. Maybe it's worth playing because, dude, those terrain textures, dude. Oh my God, unbearable.
And then I have started watching Beyblade X because I finally found the dub version of that.
Dude, it's weird being in here doing work, whatever, looking at you, and you're just like, you've got Ray, what's his face, Navarro,
Ray Narvaez Jr.
Narvaez. You got Ray on one screen playing Super Mario, and you're watching Beyblades eating pizza on your lap. I'm like, dude, this guy just gets to live life at a perpetual 12 years old. This is perfect. This is crazy.
It's perfect. I walked out of Target today. These were the two things I had in my head.
I didn't get any Beyblades.
Well, this is what I walked out of Target today with. I walked out with a bag of M&Ms and a Beyblade, and I just walked my happy butt out of Target.
Oh my God, you got the Beyblade?
I got a Beyblade. One Beyblade.
How many times have you let it rip?
I have not. It's still in the package over there.
It's over there?
It's over there. I had to work today.
Come on.
I had editing to do. You want me to go get the Beyblade?
Go get the Beyblade.
I'll go get the Beyblade.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little curious about how Beyblades exist in this day and age. How does it shape up to 2002? Dang, it is in the package, dude. How's the bag of M&Ms though?
So good. Caramel M&Ms are the best.
Oh, but they're gone. I was gonna say you didn't have the patience.
No, I have some more. I have some over there. They're not metal anymore. I'll tell you that. Actually, they are. They are metal.
No, open it.
Okay.
Wait, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it.
I know
just didn't do it
that
yet.
you're not a keep it.
But this
sealed
is
kinda
the
guy.
Soar Phoenix Beyblade X. I forget what they call
It's got a lot
these.
of green on it. You can't really see, but
This is the deluxe string launcher pack. That's why I got it, because it came with the pack. And also this one was S rated.
that side. Open on that side.
Yeah, do you have your knife? Oh, jeez. Huh.
Yeah, it
Sorry, our listeners. This is a very visual part of the podcast.
the little notch can get caught on my shit.
Shit, there's another piece of tape.
You got there. Slow and steady.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, what's
It's
going
like-
on here?
There we go.
There you
Oh
go.
my God, there's tape everywhere. I
You
really
got to
don't
keep
want.
the kids out of these toys, dude.
You've crushed someone's soul. No, these are brand new. This is not an old Beyblade. This is new set, new gen.
Yeah, Beyblade X is like
The
a
newest-
month old, maybe.
Well, in Japan, it's like over a year old now. In the U.S., it's about 2 months old now.
Oh, 2 months. Wow.
Close to.
Brent has been really trying to talk me into getting into Beyblades. Where the fuck's the Beyblade?
Well, that's 2 parts of it, and then this is the
Oh,
top.
okay. I was like, dude, is this just a launcher?
Oh my God, it is. There's so much tape. This is crazy. This is my first Beyblade X I bought. I still have my original Beyblade, like Baby Dragoon or something like that. Was that one? But I've been watching tournament play. I've been doing a lot with Beyblades recently. I just think it'll be fun. I
Yeah,
miss it.
P-Stabs. I think we're openers too. We talk about that a lot with like Funko and, I mean, shoot, we had a whole store about collectibles and card games, and we were like, no, crack the pack,
Crack it,
draft
dude.
the box. I don't know how many
That's the
people. I
metal
know.
part.
Oh shit! Yeah, that is made of metal. Wow,
Yep.
that's pretty hefty.
So-
Also, you got a what was this one called?
This is the Soar Phoenix.
Okay, good. I was like, because it has a sick
Soar
Phoenix
Phoenix
in the center.
9-60
What's that?
GF.
Is that like a part identifier? Can I scan this?
Yeah, so each Beyblade is made up of 3 parts. You have the blade, the ratchet, and the bit. I'm sorry, and they're called bays. So every bay has 3 parts: a blade, a ratchet, and a bit. So, and each one is designed for different things. So this is a right rotating Beyblade. It's the Soar Phoenix blade. It's an attack type, and it uses an attack type bit. I don't think it's going to latch in because you need the ratchet.
I see that it like has some grip to
Yeah.
it. But yeah, P-Stabs, it's I hear people say things like that a lot, like, oh, that would be $100 if it's in the box, it's still not worth $100 until I sell it for $100. As someone who deals with a whole website of selling cards where they regularly take a minimum of 14%, no matter what you sell it for, you're at least getting, 86% is all you're making on it. So I'm a buy it to own it kind of person. Are these Gundams? No, they're not. I think Brent would say they're better.
I think so, because there's a game with this. There is an actual game that the creators are trying to get in the Olympics.
Wild.
Also, so I found out.
That was an honest question, says P-Stabs. These are, I mean, if we were to really go super high level, we're explaining this to anybody. They are like a customizable, come in a lot of pieces. You can construct them, spinning tops.
Battle
that have
tops, yeah.
multiple types of launchers that you essentially try to be the last one spinning, in which is like they call it an arena, but it's like a little bowl,
Yep.
like a plastic bowl.
Yep.
That, yeah. And then, but some of these different bays, as
Different
Brent
bays.
wants me to call them, have pieces that fly off of them and try to like snipe and hit other tops
Yep.
and try to get in the way. Some of
They're-
them are all about stamina. Some are
There's
yes,
attack type,
it's-
defense type, stamina type, and then a balance type. And it's like attack beats stamina, but stamina beats defense, defense beats attack, and that's kind of that. And then you have the balance type in the middle.
It's an edgy version of tops.
Yes,
It's cool.
but then you
Yeah.
can take out
It's
you
just
can.
super customizable. Whereas you can customize your visual on marbles and things like that, but this one is like functionally different, but it's also got a collectability to it. And then of course there's a whole anime about people playing this.
Yep. And then
Which is what has Brent wanting to live the life.
What's
Do you still have
intense-
the poster?
Yeah, it's right up next to my
Okay,
computer
good.
over there.
Making sure you kept
So what's different about this generation, because last generation was burst. It was the first ones that were really designed to, you got points if you broke the other bays apart. This one's thing is it's got I think it's called the extreme lines, extreme something. Essentially, the bowl has got little teeth around the edge that there's grooves in the bits of the bays that can grab that and then re-turbo its speed up. So you can grab the edge and re-speed up. So matches can last longer, but then also if you got a defense type in the middle, attack type grabs the edge, it can wing and whip into the center more to kind of create a different balance. And there's a lot of different stuff to it. I got my first one, but I did walk out of Target as a 32-year-old man with a bag of M&Ms and a Beyblade and went, yes, this is the good day.
I've done it. A successful trip to Target.
So anyway, what are we at? Or it's probably 45 minutes in already. Cool. So let's get into some news. First things first. We always talk about movies, so let me switch on over to the movie thing. Oh my God! Oh shoot! I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on. What is happening? Oh, we're in video game background. We were in the wrong background that whole time. Whoops. Oh well.
We talked a lot about games.
We did talk a lot about games.
Stardew Valley
And Beyblades. Professional podcasters. Yep, 100%. Could not be more professional if we tried.
OMG, delete the whole thing. I know. I don't even know.
Control-Alt-Delete.
That's why we got to record the green screen. You got to add it in later.
Yeah.
That'll be
easy.
I mean, we are professional content creators.
We are professional content creators somehow. But not doing this.
Not under the Real Pixel banner.
So box office, well, we start with usually Trap does $15.5 million on a $30 million budget for opening weekend.
Yeah. I mean, most movies have a 60-ish% fall off in value or in return week over week, sometimes higher. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's going to make the $30 million back domestic, but if it opens international anywhere, if there's still a measurable difference made on digital sales and things like that, syndication, it sounds like it's going to be a net positive, which is always good. I mean, it's not too big a deal because it's produced under his own production label, right?
Yeah.
And distributed and everything the same. So it's not anything to worry about. But M. Night made another movie that no one's calling a failure. I'm calling a success.
Yep. I'm with that.
And it was really just to highlight his daughter, is seemingly what
it did have a lot of his daughter.
He pushed his daughter in that one a lot, which, dude, if you can, do it. I love that he loves his family so much. And she was great as a musician.
Yeah.
She was a great musician.
And also
her acting was fine. It's not her main thing, but I'm happy for her.
But
I'm happy for her and the whole family.
But it's also he wrote that movie and he goes, I need to have a musical artist as essentially a pivotal point. Why not get someone that is a musical artist that you know and that would probably be pretty easy to direct? You know what I mean?
I mean, I haven't looked into this movie one layer beneath watching the movie.
Right.
Was it something where they're like, I want to make a movie with you, about you, for you?
Okay.
Because that could have been
that could have been
He could have just been like, I want to put you in something.
I hope that was
do this.
I hope that was the pitch. And she's like, oh, I would love that, Dad. And he comes back, so there's a serial killer. And she goes, wait, what now?
She goes, what?
What are you talking about?
So you're in
this
the
is
home.
About me? What's going on?
Yeah. That was really cool. It is funny, though. You get the movies that are like cousins that come out next to each other, like Immaculate and the First Omen earlier this year. But you get Trap and then Smile 2, which is like weird pop star concert horror. It's
crazy.
Just a very unique.
It's so weird.
But you know that he wasn't taking scripts at that point because he wrote it. So it's not where the reason that things like this happen is because what do they call them? Do you remember? Where a studio is we're looking for a werewolf picture
and then
or something.
Yeah.
And then other studios see it and they're like, we want a werewolf picture. It's like everybody's trying to get it. So right now, one of the ones they're not doing is if it's a period piece, it's scrapped. So like period pieces are just not in right now. They're like, that's a big red flag on podcasts I listen to. They're like, you can't write one. So you won't see those as cousins or individuals.
Well, it's because it's like the shows are what's doing period pieces right now, right? Bridgerton's like
right.
That's it.
It's like those
Check.
kinds of things, yeah. And they're like they just don't put butts into theater seats. So, but that's just like how is that month by month, season by season, year by year? I don't really know.
It's a great question.
But this isn't one that would have been hit by that because he produced it, wrote it, directed it.
Yeah.
I mean, acted in it. Like,
yeah, he did it.
It's an in the family kind of movie. So
yeah,
it is extra funny that we got that cousin duo film.
What a weird thing. It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen those TikToks or whatever. He's just like, if I had a nickel for every time this happened, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
It's like that thing. It's like, yeah, I guess so. That is weird.
Yeah. The only other box office news is the much bigger box office news.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Deadpool versus Wolverine, still at the top, week 2.
Makes sense.
This one had even like a 50-something% drop
I heard
off.
Peace Tabs even took her 70-year-old and evangelic. What was it? The term? Evangelic. Yeah.
We're taking
Everyone's
everybody
going,
we
yeah.
can. Yeah, giving everyone the money. But it's got $824 million globally. So it's already the number 1 R-rated film domestically.
And Cole's going today. See, it's only going to make more money.
Oh, my goodness. Dude, there's so many spoilers I've wanted to mention. But as I was looking on, like, Hollywood Reporter and IMDb, these places for, like, news, there are so many things about, here's how this star got in shape for their cameo. Here's how this. I'm like, God, this is, like, these are spoilers.
That's why, like, I don't go to movies opening night, especially big movies. I was like,
Yeah.
I have to go to this opening night or it's over.
It
I'm
was
done.
James who was here, right? Who's like, should I go? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just getting it spoiled, those sons of bitches. I'm like, it's been a week, man.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there he is. Amazing. Hey, you watched it. But James, it had been a week. I'm like, if you really don't want spoilers, go see a movie the first week it's open.
Yes.
You know, like you gotta make the time.
Because it's
I mean, he's working 7
it's
days a
almost
week,
like
but-
they go, this is the movie, we're selling it, and then as soon as it's out for a week, they go, how do we sell it again? Oh, explain why people should go see it, and essentially spoil our own movie.
Well, now it's audios on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's celebrities talking about how they want to do more with this, or like I said, here's how so-and-so got in shape at this age. Here's how and it's just so many different stories that I'm like, I guess everyone collectively was like, this isn't spoiling the ending to the movie. It's spoiling a cameo. It's spoiling a line.
Right.
It's spoiling the legality of a joke or a joke that was cut with this character or, you know, it's crazy the amount of interviews. But if you're someone who's doing those interviews, don't you want to be like, hey, celebrity X that I won't name, I want you on my show so we can talk about that one thing because you can't be in the press junket because it is a spoiler.
Right.
But I'm going to get you because I can. You know, I'm going to jump on it first. So.
Yep.
It's funny in that way, but anyway, it is now the number 1 R-rated film domestically. It just passed, evangelically, funny enough, The Passion.
Well, good news. That sequel's coming out soon.
That's right.
They
we
have
got
another
The Passion
chance.
2 coming to take it.
It's
up.
coming, baby.
That's actually a real thing, by the way. That's
not a joke.
That
That's
is
a real
not
thing.
a joke. And it's how do you say his name? Jim Caviezel.
Coming back. Yep.
He's coming back.
He's coming back. He's returning.
Oh God.
He's returning, dude.
Oh, he's coming back. Anyway, speaking of other thirds,
Yep.
like a third day, it is currently 3rd globally in box office as an R-rated film, with number 1 being The Joker, number 2 being Oppenheimer. So all measures and all metrics have this movie getting to 1.2 billion globally, which puts it like 150 million or something like that over The Joker to become the
Number 1.
number 1. So
That makes sense.
it's estimated to be number 1. We're looking at probably 1.2 billion, but
I like Peace Tabs. I'm glad that you were informed of the sequel already. That's great.
oh, it's funny that even news of The Passion getting a sequel, it's hit the churches. You know what I
It's
mean?
everywhere.
It's
It's everywhere.
everyone's like, whoa. We gotta. The church has to know. They're already planning their buses full of people getting out there. That's good. Their mission work.
Their
Their mission work. Go out to the theater.
I mean, what's the last movie?
Dude, what trailers do you put before that if you're the guy who runs the theater? You got to put the most troll stuff in front, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be probably 1 or 2 that is like the company like says you have to, and then
Oh, for
usually it's
sure.
free
Yeah.
reign. Sometimes they go, you can't do this or this from certain companies. It's not like you can't do this movie, but I'm sure
A Sony movie can't have a Universal
for at
trailer
least
in
the
front of
opening
it.
weekend. Like probably like when we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, it didn't have the Wicked trailer before it. It's probably because they were conflicting.
Oh, sure.
It's something like that. So it's
Where
like
we had just seen it the actual day before.
literally the day before in IMAX.
in
Yeah.
IMAX, sitting in the same seats
So-
almost. Yeah.
But I would definitely throw something.
What do you put on?
The
Heretic, dude. You put on Heretic, the new A24 movie.
Well, here's the problem: is like when do we
I
get
guess
the sequel?
that's
the
true.
trick. Because I was
Yeah,
like,
by the
Alien
time it's
Romulus would be
out.
great before it, but it's like Alien Romulus is going to be out before we get Passion 2. So
I know. Yeah, that's actually, and thank goodness for that.
yeah, right.
I think it's next week.
the 16th, I think, is the date on it, which I believe is next
Yeah.
week. Yeah,
Next, which will be the 15th for the Thursday we
yeah.
watch.
This week's Borderlands. Next week's or in Cuckoo.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But it's
Anyway.
then it's Alien, and then it's Crow. It's
Yep.
a busy month.
Busy month.
Can't believe it all came on August too.
Yeah, that's weird. Did you see the live action ads for Alien?
The live action ads.
Like the people lying around with face suckers on them?
Like what do they call those? Like the stunts
Viral
they
ads?
pay. Viral
Like
marketing.
the smile in
kinda
the
like
in the
that.
baseball diamond and stuff? Where they
Smile
were
in the
doing
baseball
smiles?
diamond, or Megan, where they had a bunch of dolls doing the dance.
The ants
out
outside,
in front of
yeah.
stuff.
I haven't seen the one for Alien.
No, that's kind of cool.
Hellboy would be funny.
Oh, for Hellboy. Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be good. People are literally lying around with face huggers on. It's such an interesting marketing strategy is to have these like groups. Oh, they did it with Maxine, where they did the no porn in our movies.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, for like their movie that they had was called The Heretic. Funny enough, The Heretic 2. Anyway, yeah. So that's all the box office news. Cool. As for some announcements of things that have come, they have trailers. We're not going to be putting any of the trailers up because they're all too short or arguably insignificant.
Cool, yeah. The new Alien is definitely a must-see.
Yep.
They look so good. But yeah, sorry. I was turning you up, so I was a little distracted.
Oh, yeah?
Go ahead.
Give me that vibe.
Yep.
No trailers, only announcements, but they have a trailer if you'd like to see it. There is a new Saoirse Ronan movie coming out called The Outrun. It's funny how much like Lady Bird she looks with that shorter orange hair or whatever. I'm like, wow, she's getting like typecast. But it's based off of a memoir, so that one looks interesting enough. We're getting a third Paddington movie, Paddington in Peru from Studio Canal. Also Studio Canal.
Real quick, if anyone in the chat has seen any of the Paddington movies, is everyone okay that he's a bear? We watched the trailer. I haven't seen any of the Paddingtons.
Oh, like the people within the movie.
Within the movie.
They're just like, hey, there's
it's a
human
bear. It's normal. Does that explained in the other ones?
Yo, 40 months, dude.
Whoa! I definitely don't have a special tag for that.
He was just talking about no special tags for 24 months.
I know. Hello,
Thanks, Hokie.
JK,
Welcome
not
back.
really. All right, cool. Because I didn't know anything, but I saw the trailer and everyone's just chilled with he's being
That
a
means
bear.
that Derek has a more favorite bear.
Paddington, my favorite bear.
Who's his more favorite bear? Who's the bestest bear?
The bestest bear
Is it Winnie the Pooh?
Oh, bother.
Coda?
Coda is from Brother Bear. Is that Coda?
Is it?
I think Coda's from Brother Bear.
It is Brother Bear.
Nailed it.
Hey, Brother Bear was a fun one.
Talking about Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh Bear,
No, Coda.
climbing a honey tree.
That sounds like one of those really bad pop punk covers you really like.
No, I used to watch Winnie the Pooh a lot. I know the theme song. It's like when you're standing alone.
I trust you.
and you're
I trust
on
you.
your Home.
I trust you.
Anyway,
Hello.
I did not watch the Winnie the Pooh horror movie because I did not think it was going to be fantastic. Stokes, you watched that one? Did you not watch that one?
No, I did.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
No, I did. Yeah, I mean, you remember I skipped filming for it, and
Oh,
then I
yeah.
showed up, and AMC didn't let me use my stubs because it was a Fathom event. I had to pay $15.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it was out of nowhere, which I wasn't in the financial space to just be dropping even $15 on something.
Right.
I had to be like, Shay, listen, I had to spend $30 at a Winnie the Pooh movie tonight. And she was not having it. Yeah, I disagree. That movie was just terrible. It was actually a shameful piece of art. I really hated it. But apparently this sequel is actually much better.
Oh, okay.
It's by the same guy. So he must have learned some lesson, had some life epiphany.
Like Terrifier?
But it's better in actually, yeah.
Okay, there we go.
The first one though, obviously it's not as the first one's not a good movie, but there's nuggets of things that are good in it. Mm-hmm. The Winnie the Pooh one, I was like, "Oh, I think he's got the bigger budget, he's got the better production. I think he's going just the wrong direction with it. Like it's just I don't think this is the choice. This
Gotcha.
isn't the right way." But the second one, it takes and completely curveballs the lore of the first one because he was like, "Oh, not that way. We'll go this way," and he just does better.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they introduce more characters and stuff. So
Yeah.
I hear it's fun. That one just came to VOD, but I think you have to pay like $24 for it or something. Ooh. So I'll buy a Blu-ray later.
Okay.
Anyway, also from Studio Canal, Subservience, which I realize, or Subservient, I think is actually what it's called. I think I spelled it wrong. But it's AI robot comes in the house. You think she's going to be good, but she's not good. She starts sleeping with the husband and wants to replace the wife. You know, the classic.
We just watched this trailer, and it until you explained what the movie was, I completely forgot what this movie was.
Because you were already looking for the remote to switch to the next trailer when it was. Because remember, I told you I did the AI, and then it switched it to a V and did subservient. Because I was like, okay.
Because they did that, but they didn't have to switch it for Afraid, the other AI movie where the AI comes in the house with John Cho. We saw that trailer when we saw Trap.
And tries to replace the mother by being the parent for that.
Exactly.
Except it's just not a physical being. So.
Yeah. It was the subtitles with the same premise on Netflix. And that's what I said. I said there's a show also too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and Smart House and other.
Well, like Smart House is different.
Okay.
I'm standing
Smart
by
House
that.
and Margot are a lot alike.
Margot.
I think it's Geaux, Margot, not GOT. But anyway, Margot is the name of the house AI that starts killing people in a smart house in a new movie with the young girl, Madison Pettis, I think her name is. Madison Pettis from The Guardian, the one with the
Zetas
Rock.
Lapidus?
With The Rock? The Guardian, the football movie?
Oh, yes.
I think her name's Madison Pettis. She's an adult human now and was in this movie.
What happened to that movie? Remember, it was, I forget the movie, but it was essentially like there was a football player, he was having trouble, and his like daughter, sister, somebody in his life was playing him in a video game.
The Blind
and
Side.
upped his rank in the video game, and he got better in real life. God, there was a movie that was coming out. I was like, this is a brilliant idea, and I completely forgot about it till right now. I wanted to watch it.
That sounds like The Blind Side meets The Gamer.
Exactly. It was like
just a weird mix.
I forget what that movie was, but I thought that was like, I was like, wow, I can't believe we haven't got more movies like this. This is actually really smart. And then I forgot it existed. Anyway.
We're getting a second season of Squid Game. That's what's next.
Second season of Squid Game, and they announced the third season's coming, and that's the end.
December, I think, right? And then the next season is the final season, season 3, 2025.
Yep.
The trailer gave nothing. It was really just a joke about the Olympics. There was nothing actually in the trailer.
Correct.
Then we had another Blink Twice trailer, which is a horror movie from Channing Tatum with his new veneers. I don't know if they're prop veneers or if it's like his real teeth.
I think they are, right? I hope they are.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because they look not the best.
I think all veneers really look, not all.
Not all.
Many.
Many do.
Many are
many do if
I see it,
if you've seen him without them for a majority of their life.
25 years. Yeah.
Gamer with Drubbler is a guilty pleasure. It definitely.
So I went and saw District 9 in theaters with my buddy Brian.
Yep.
Loved it.
Fantastic movie.
Said, Nana, let's go to the theater and watch District 9. You got to see this movie.
Okay.
Because Nana loves movies.
Gotcha.
She watched a lot of them. So I was like, you're going to like this one.
I'm walking down this road with you.
I think it was really an excuse for me to watch District 9 again. I didn't really care about Nana watching it.
Okay.
And we show up and she goes, District 9's a little bit later. We showed up a little too early. There's this movie Gamer showing. Do you want to see that instead? And I'm like, yeah, we can watch Gamer instead. But I'm watching it with Nana. That's not a movie to watch with Nana. After seeing that movie, I was like, oh, God, should I be looking? She didn't mind one bit. She always let me watch whatever I want. But that was a weird one to watch with Nana in the theater.
That's a movie you go back and watch now, and it feels weird to watch now. I forget what it was about it, but there was something in the movie that I was like, this doesn't feel good to watch anymore. It was weird. God, I can't remember now. I don't remember if it was like the terminology they were using or something that was going on, or
I imagine
it was just
a problem in there or two.
There were definitely problems with it, and I was like, wow, this feels really bad watching now.
Having a movie with problems as a guilty pleasure, that's okay.
I love Monster Squad. Got some problematic stuff now, but man, that movie's good.
I just watched one, Frank Henenlotter, Brain Damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I watched Brain Damage again. Woo! That one, not ideal. He also did Frankenhooker. So you get some weird ones from Frank Henenlotter, but I love watching his movies. So.
Cool. I love Sucker Punch. I just showed.
You showed, but we watched for the first time. You'd never seen it.
The director's cut.
The extended director's cut.
And I still love that movie. Stokes didn't give it heart.
It did not get my heart.
Everybody loves that movie.
I'm good to not watch
Stokes.
I do like Jenna Malone though.
God, it was so good.
That movie was a fun watch, but I'm like, my heart, for those who don't know, my heart means looking back on it. If I don't remember my feelings on a movie, my heart only means, would I watch it again? It's me sending a message to my future self, like, you can feel comfy watching this again. You got it. Round 2, here we come. And I don't think future me will ever need to watch Sucker Punch again.
So good.
It's
It's
at
like
least
the
the
building blocks
director's
to
cut or
everything
whatever,
that
but-
Zack Snyder's doing now, though. It's all
It
there.
sure doesn't feel that way.
Oh my God, it's whatever.
We don't need to talk about Sucker Punch.
If you haven't yet,
there's an episode about that.
If you haven't watched it yet, watch the director's cut of Rebel Moon and tell me you don't just see Sucker Punch in every frame of that movie.
Every
anyway.
frame, huh?
90% of the frames, I would say, at least.
I mean, I was there too. We were talking how that movie has it's the same visual style across all the movies, like the same VFX style.
Yeah,
So my entire childhood is problematic.
that's true. Yeah.
A lot of revisiting things.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of those older comedies, especially.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was thinking like early Eddie Murphy, and there's like a lot of stuff.
I was thinking John Candy.
John Candy.
The one that comes to mind, I really liked The Great Outdoors. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
No, because I wasn't a huge John Candy person. There was like that. There's actually a lot of the Saturday Night Live people. I just didn't watch the movies.
I think it's because I liked Saturday Night Live that I watched so many of their
I was
movies.
gonna say, I didn't watch a lot
But
of
I
them.
guess even before that, Smoking the Bandit was one my family was really into.
Okay.
So I always liked that one.
Oh. Are we putting that in the same boat? Smokey and the Bandit?
Comedy. Old comedy?
I guess so.
What,
I just
what,
maybe
what
I don't
about it?
remember.
What about it doesn't fit? I mean, it's outside in that it's not an SNL one because we just named
Oh,
that
okay.
with Eddie Murphy and
Okay,
stuff.
that's what I was
That's why
thinking.
I'm saying if I'm not saying SNL.
Oh,
Other-
okay. I was like,
other
man,
ones
maybe I don't
were-
remember the cast of Smokey and the Bandit, but I don't think SNL.
No SNL in
Oh,
there
okay.
at all. I was trying to give an outlier to also say something else.
No
but-
problem, Cole. Just so you know, both parts together is about 6 hours, so you might want to break it up a bit, but it's still
Well,
worth it.
It's already broken up for you.
It is
You
broken
should
up
enjoy
into
it in
two
the two
parts.
separate bits, but also those movies get my heart. I'll watch those movies again sometime.
It's not on Letterboxd, though, the director's cut yet.
Yeah, it is.
It is? Did it make it?
It doesn't have an image.
Oh, because I looked and I couldn't add it the day I
There
went
was,
to do it.
which is weird. There's Rebel Moon, the director's cut, and then there's Rebel Moon Part 1, Chalice of Blood, and then The Curse of Forgiveness.
There it is, yeah. I see
So
that.
it has like 5 different titles, even though there's only 4 different movies. It's a problem. Netflix, what have you done?
Yeah, it would be better if it didn't have this, but I'm glad we got anything, but specifically that we finally did get the rated R versions. Almost NC-17 versions, but
Almost. No, we should talk about guilty pleasures. I don't know if I want to bring up too many of mine.
I got
You're
so many
supposed to
good
feel
ones.
guilty about it, right? Isn't that the whole point?
Nah.
I mean, not really.
I'll-
I really don't feel too
I was
guilty
gonna
about watching
say,
anything.
I
but
think for movies and stuff, you just let your freak flag fly, and
it's always hard to say.
that's why I slowed it down for it, and then that's why you just bring out those guilty
But
pleasures.
I mean, it is guilty pleasure, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be,
You're
yeah.
not supposed to be touting it around, doing whatever. Like Frankenhooker. I love that movie. That's one of them.
I have not watched that one.
We got a little touch on it today. Maybe we could talk about trauma in a future one. Oh yeah. Because I know we've both had fun with that, but oh boy, I actually just bought Class of Nukem High on VHS.
Okay.
That one was like $3. I'm like, this is underpriced. I'll take it. Maybe it's overpriced. I don't know. I love that movie.
It could go both ways, depending on who's picking it up.
Underpriced when
There
I'm
you go.
grabbing that tape.
Oh man.
Anyway, there was one other trailer released. It was actually with the season finale of the House of the Dragon.
Hot D.
They did. God, I forget about that. They did a kind of like a sizzle reel ad on Max that was just like, here's everything coming this year. That's the Penguin and
That was all the
the
chops.
Inventor,
The
Industrialist. I don't know, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, the industry, the franchise.
Industry. Yeah.
I think those were 2 titles.
Yep. But then they showed, and here's what's coming in 2025, and they showed White Lotus season 3. But the big one for us is they showed clips and bits of The Last of Us season 2. Don't be fooled, because when we looked up the trailer, there was one thing that was a separate trailer that seemed to be not completely, but it had sprinklings of made-up footage amongst the real footage, and said it comes out in January. This is not confirmed, and I do not believe it is coming out in January.
Have we Googled it? Have we seen what people say about it? If it comes out in
I
January?
mean, I can check real quick, yeah. The Last of
I didn't
Us.
watch the first season. I plan to. I played the first game. I haven't played the second game. But
Sometime in 2025.
okay, so yeah, there is like a fake. Like I said, like he said, it's real footage from the HBO thing. There's seems to be more voiceover pulled from somewhere. And
There's
then
a
also random
voiceover that
footage.
I'm like, if you think about this too much, there might be like, you can start extrapolating stuff. So it's just not worth looking at.
Yeah.
And I can't believe Brent hasn't had the second game spoiled for him in any way.
I don't know.
Especially, I mean, I think it's one of Cole's favorite games. I think Cole's avatar on PlayStation is still Ellie from the second.
So it is
from
Ellie.
The second game.
Nailed it.
That's not what you said.
I did not say the first time.
Yeah, you did not guess Ellie, but I'm not gonna. I'm completely hands off.
I do want to play the second game. I just don't know when.
Well, if you do want to play it, you should play it before the show.
Okay. I change it all the time, but it was Ellie for a long time. Well, the thing is that I don't know. Maybe I'll. Well, it's on PlayStation 4, right?
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So maybe I'll steal the PS5 and play it on one stream day and try to get through it in a day or
Just
two.
steal the PS5, and I have the physical because that's my home PlayStation now.
Oh, okay.
So the physical disc is a PS4 disc because I bought the Super Collector's Edition for that. But I bought the $10 digital upgrade, so it is now the PS5 remastered version.
And if I sign into whatever account on there, like if I sign in my account, I can play your digital games.
There's
on
a chance that you have to sign in as me, download it
and
as
then
what it
access
is, then log out of me, go into your account, hit play on yours. But it was a downloaded as mine.
Gotcha. Because you said it wasn't too long of a game. Maybe I can knock it out in a stream or two. And
it's not a one stream game.
Okay.
That's for sure. If I had to guess at the pace of stream for what you're doing, 4.
4 streams? Okay.
4 to 5 hour streams with any chatting, talking, whatever. But I don't know. It's tough to recommend it to you because you just didn't have any emotional tie to the first game. Like you didn't care in the way that.
Well, they got to make me care.
The way that the second game asks you to care is
Okay.
like, well, I don't know if you're gonna care. I have a feeling you're gonna be like, this fucking horse won't move the way.
You got to ride a horse.
See?
Oh, why
you see
do
what
they
I'm
do
saying?
that, dude?
Don't play it.
No, I want to though.
Cole, how long was? I'm gonna go to how long to beat.
I think it also hurt me when I was playing
I'm
the first
curious
game
because I guessed 15.
where all I did was get mad at Ellie that entire time. Her
Like AI.
Her
or
AI
whatever.
would just walk in circles or do weird things.
Main story's
T-pose.
24 hours. It says.
Oh shit!
I was off,
Yeah, you were.
but the first one's 15.
I didn't feel that long.
You know, I guess it's always. I've played the game multiple times, but in The Last of Us, I think the Last of Us movie, which I was trying to do to prep Shay because she wanted to watch me play the second one. I was like, well, you have to know the first one, but I'm not going to replay the whole game.
Yeah.
24 hours times 2.
I'm going to check the math real quick. That means I think he's saying 48 hours.
No.
Okay.
Because it's like 11. It was like 6 or 7 hours, this Last of Us movie. Because this was before the show. Shay wanted to catch up so she could see the second game, watch it be played. So the first one, you just do the cut scenes and they put it on YouTube as a movie, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And we just watched it over however many days. But I guess it's like, well, that's 5 or 6, 7 hours of cut scenes. Like that's half the length of the game. So if that's the same kind of thing here, on my second playthrough, did I cut through the cut scenes?
Mm-hmm. If you don't care about the characters in the first one, I don't see you caring in the sequel. They just said it's very hard to care about those characters in the game.
There's no help in this guy.
It's
guys.
just
you
like-
don't. This is
again-
why I'm like when he's like, oh, what's her name? What did you say?
I think I said L.
L. I was just like, I just didn't say a word. I'm just straight faced. Like,
'cause
yeah, you can watch or
her
play
AI
or
in
do
it,
whatever
it's
you
like,
want.
It's like having an escort mission the entire game. It's so like it's just like why would you do this? It's like I wanted to shake somebody. Like why would you do this to me? I want to care, but this little AI is just walking around like this, and then she'll T-pose through walls, and I'd be like, I don't know how to. What are we doing?
Yeah, he says he had that happen, but the second I watched, I actually made him turn it off. I couldn't do it because the second he went to go play it on stream while I was there, he stood up as Sarah and ran around a room trying to kick a soccer ball. And it doesn't let you kick the soccer ball around. And he's like, I can't play with a soccer ball? The game's a 2 out of 10. I was like, dude, shut this game off. You are clearly not in the mental to play this game the way I think it should be played, the way the creators probably think it should be played, clearly.
You give me the sticks. I'm playing. You put a ball in front of me. I want to play with the ball.
Give me the ball.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. Besides watching this like emotional cutscene beforehand and her waking up scared in the middle of the night, you're like, yeah, she'll play soccer right now, dude. Yeah, she should kick that ball around, dude.
Just don't put the ball in the
This
room,
is how
is
the
what
guy
I'm
plays
saying.
games. He breaks them all the time. I've
I
never
break
had
a lot
anything
of
break
games.
in that game. So I don't know what he's doing. It's probably because he's like, I want to play soccer. And they're like, oh, we didn't prep for anyone to want to play soccer when they wake up scared in the middle of the night and dad's not home.
Well, it's like a weapon.
The soccer ball?
Yeah.
Dude, it's probably not even a weapon in Dead Rising, let alone The Last of Us.
Actually, I think it was a weapon in Dead Rising, and also Waka uses it in.
Actually, it was a weapon in Dead Rising.
And it was
you can
also
use a golf
Waka
club.
uses a blitz ball the entire Final Fantasy X as a weapon. So it's very much a weapon.
Dude, don't bring up Final Fantasy near me ever again. All right, that's the first and last time you're ever going to bring up that Final Fantasy nonsense.
All right, I'll play Last of Us 2, and then
don't.
we'll have a good time with it.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
I don't think you will.
I saw
I
you
don't know
play
if
the
it's
guitar.
I don't know if it's a good time game.
I saw you could play the guitar.
The game's really not much of a good time, but
To be fair, the game took place in Italy. It could be a weapon. See,
yeah, if it were Shaolin soccer.
especially since you called it X rather than 10. Yeah, Final Fantasy X and X2.
I drew the line and you fucking crossed it.
Sorry.
I'm out of here. I'm leaving. No, I'm just kidding.
X and X2, dude. You can't have
Sure,
10-2. That doesn't make any sense. It's X, obviously. So anyway, we got some more news to get through.
You can't be shunning Cole like that, dude. You can't be saying shit like that to Cole. You can say it to me, but you can't say it to him. In movie news,
Yep.
J.J. Abrams has a new movie coming.
About damn time, dude.
No one knows anything about this movie.
Doesn't matter. I'm
All
there day
we
one.
know is it has 2 stars rumored as cast.
Hit me.
One Glenn Powell
Shit.
and
Go on.
one Jenna Ortega.
Fuck, I'm out.
Who I just learned she was on the cover of Vanity Fair right now,
Okay.
probably for Beetlejuice. I just learned she's 21 years old now. I would have guessed she was 21 5 years ago.
I thought she was 12 for the last 10 years. So
I mean, I get looking young,
Yeah.
right? But like 21 now. I mean, when did X come out? Was that 2020?
oh fuck yeah, she is in that.
Right? And I'm like, wait,
Yeah, something like that.
were you must have been like just 17, 18 at that point. Like
Yeah.
I just was like, wow, I didn't expect that. And then that puts Wednesday into perspective. It puts, what's that movie? Miller's Girl with Holmes.
Yeah, no, Watson.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm blanking. Bilbo.
Short.
Yep.
Martin Short. No.
Something like that.
Martin Freeman. We
That
got
was
there.
good.
That was a
we
trip.
workshop it. We
Why-
work together.
why-
we work together, dude? Yep.
I swear to God, this is. Look, where's the unsub button? We're so bad. We got there.
This is great.
We got there.
I think that was for me about calling X instead of 10.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
But I also
Yeah, good.
I think it's best because Cole's like,
Freeman.
I'm so excited that they're back at this podcast. He gets in the podcast. He's like, where's the unsub?
He's like,
button?
oh
I'm outta
God,
here."
no, please, not like this. Anyway,
Glenn
Powell's fantastic.
That's cool. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen anything with him that
Top Gun
blew me away.
Maverick.
Haven't seen it.
I thought you were dying to see that movie.
I
I thought you saw
but it came out in 2020, right? I wasn't going to the theater.
No, I mean it wasn't.
I ain't messing
remember
with
it was,
COVID.
It was supposed to.
Oh,
It was supposed to, and then it
maybe
didn't.
that's what it was.
It came out last year, I think.
It came out last year. Well, I had a store. I couldn't go.
It came out. Well, I had a store and I went.
Well,
It was Memorial Weekend.
someone was cared more, you know.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I haven't seen
That's
Top
it.
Gun Maverick.
That's it.
I did see Spy Kids 3D though, and I did see The Dark Knight, and neither of his.
Oh yeah, Dark.
And
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. And
I know-
did see
I know what you
Twisters,
meant, but-
none of them really sold me on Glenn Powell.
Dude,
let
I'm
me
sold
tell
on
you.
Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell.
I do
has
love his
American-
parents.
American. I saw Hollywood Reporter put out a "Who's the New A list,"
Uh-huh.
and they're both on that list. Jenna Ortega.
Really?
Glenn
Jenna
Powell.
Ortega?
But Glenn Powell's on that list. I was like, damn, he really do be that. That Scientology has to be getting to him. You can't be that close to Tom Cruise and not be like affected by Xenu or whatever their alien god is.
First, you disrespect Final Fantasy, and then you don't see one of the best action movies of all time. I didn't disrespect Final Fantasy.
Top Gun
10.
Maverick does have that, like, they don't make movies like this anymore kind of feeling. When I left the theater, I said, I don't think there'll ever be a better Memorial Weekend release in movie history, like going forward. It's the timing of everything was just, it was so good. It was so straightforward. You got to watch it.
Okay.
Although warning to chat, us saying how much we like it, us saying he should watch it, it's only going to delay how long he watches it. When he finally does, he's going to dislike it.
It's really tough. What's the other one that I'm still not? Oh, Dune 2.
Dune.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2.
Yeah. I didn't finish the first one, but I think I got 15, 20 minutes left in it.
For real this time?
I think for real this time.
Yeah. If
I
only
get
there
it.
was a
There's
button
sand.
you could push to see how much time was left.
They're saying,
But also, I didn't know this. I was just reading about Glenn Powell in this article. They talk about how Glenn Powell is going to be making a Running Man remake. He's starring in a Running Man remake directed by Edgar Wright. Which is where I was like, oh, there's Stephen King adaptations coming.
that's cool.
I
Richard Bachman adaptation. But go on.
Well, this is true. But also, I've never seen the original Running Man. I don't know. I mean, I know about it enough, but I just haven't seen it.
We should watch that
and
movie.
I'm ready to watch
That
it.
movie
I'm just
I watched a lot
Oh my
as a
God,
kid.
If Glenn Powell's coming, like, I'd love to see this.
Dude, there's
Don't even.
so
Don't even. I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
okay.
I'm excited. So I know that this movie lives so positively in people's minds. The Running Man does.
Yes.
That I'm excited to see a remake.
Yeah, I
and
think a
see how
remake-
see how successful it's pushed. To see how whatever. And Edgar Wright, come on, that's such a great get. I have no relation to this movie, so I don't know if it thematically makes as much sense. But he does great stuff.
For me, if they go, oh, they're remaking Running Man, the first movie I love, but it's like Judge Dredd. It's like there's the Stallone Judge Dredd, and then there's Dredd.
Yeah.
Those both movies can exist to me, and they're both the same quote unquote property. Awesome, perfect, great. Same thing with this. Running Man can exist, and this new one, if it's good, perfect. They don't have to touch at all.
If it's different,
Yep,
if it's good,
great.
yeah.
Perfect.
Both Dredd movies are great, says Cole.
They are. I can't believe we didn't get a Dredd 2 with Carl Urban.
Like a new Dredd 2.
It's crazy.
I don't think we needed one though. I feel satisfied.
Oh no, because what's his name? Adi Shankar, I believe, was behind that, and he was talking about how he's going to bring the dead judges in and all this different stuff. Oh my fucking god, that would have been so cool.
So you knew what you were missing. though.
Yeah.
Without having any, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
I mean, did that movie perform? Who cares? We won't get into that.
we won't get it, but it
Because we got another story.
Yep.
How far have you read ahead?
I'm seeing stuff, but I'm not like reading. I'm kind of like just so when you mention stuff, I don't go
Ben
what?
Affleck and Matt Damon, they make movies together. They're
Yeah.
friends. We know them.
So good stuff.
Boston. They're making a Hulk Hogan film about his Gawker case. I'll get into that more.
Okay.
But it's from the writer of The Big Short
Okay.
and directed by Gus Van Sant, Good Will Hunting fame.
And Elephant, I believe.
And Elephant. He did do Elephant. What a wild mix of people where the film is about Hulk Hogan, the Gawker case. Essentially, somebody stole his sex tape
Okay.
of him sleeping with somebody else's wife.
They just did that with like the Pam and Tommy story, right? With Sebastian Stan and whoever.
Yeah.
They just did that.
and
Okay.
Lily Thompson? Was she the one in it?
Seth Rogen.
Wow. I watched the wrong sex scenes then, if that's the one.
He's just in the movie.
Hogan, yes, as P. Step said, Hogan destroyed Gawker. He actually did just like drive them to bankruptcy.
Wow.
But
Did he also kill Game Informer?
that's oh God, Hulk Hogan. God. I can't even get into it right now. I can't even, dude. If you watched the Republican National Convention, you know what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
But
I was
just
like,
Hulk Hogan, dude. Anyway, so that movie's going to exist. It's just crazy to me. Who is Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in this movie? Who are they? Who's Hulk Hogan in this movie?
That's the
If
thing.
it's not them, of course.
is
I
Ben
can't
Affleck
imagine.
and Matt Damon, who are they playing?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I'm just excited that it was announced that it's a real thing. Because The Big Short, great. Obviously, Good Will Hunting,
Yep.
great. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, great. This story, unique.
It's a unique story, yeah.
So I'm like, wow, there's a lot of great pieces coming together here that I think could
Yeah.
do something.
I mean, they made Air work, right? And if you pitched Air to me in the same format, I would have been like, I don't know how that's going to work. But they made it work.
That movie was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Yeah. We saw that at State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was your first time at the State Theater, right?
No, we watched RRR. Nope, I didn't see the State.
that was at the Bijou.
Yeah, I haven't been to the State. It was always Bijou. Both
Yeah.
were Bijou. Bijou?
Bijou.
Bijou. Both were at Bijou. We saw RR first, then we saw Air. I haven't been to the State.
No, we saw Air at the State.
No, I haven't been to the State.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been to the
No,
State.
it was at the State Theater. I promise you.
I don't think I've been to the State, dude.
Yeah, you for sure have.
I don't know. Yeah, GameStop. Yeah, it's...
Place of employment killed Game Informer.
Yep.
We'll get there.
We'll get
Cole.
in there. We'll get in there. We'll get
We're
in
doing
there.
movies. Can't you see we're in a theater right now? Anyway.
I haven't been in the State. So the next one, I see Disney announces.
Oh,
That's
okay.
as far as I read
you're
it until you go
reading.
in.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we saw some Disney announcements recently.
Yep.
We saw the Marvel announcements that happened.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. Disney is still taking up real estate for 2027 release dates for movies. They're locking them in early
Okay.
to shy away other studios. You don't want to get near these dates because it's a Marvel movie, baby, and they're back.
I was going to say, do they know that doesn't hold as much weight as it used to?
Well, so
Do they
anyway,
know,
but so we do know this is for 2027. Like I said, we know there are 2 movies coming 2027. The Avengers that they announced, Secret Wars. There's a Star Wars movie coming out,
knows
whatever
what it's
that
about?
Christmas weekend, this late December Star Wars time that they like to release during.
Gotcha.
That's happening. But they added 2 more dates, one to July and one to November, clearly labeling them as Marvel Pictures movies. They have Pixar dates and animated dates,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
those don't really hold the same kind of like what's going to happen. Wait,
These are
but
Marvel dates.
we've been here, we've sat at this table and talked about what's going to happen after Endgame before, and we're like, well, there's a Spider-Man movie,
somewhere.
I guess, and it's part of this phase.
Somewhere,
You remember, like
somehow.
that was somehow
Yeah.
the end of Endgame. This is the same thing. We just now got confirmation that right after Secret Wars,
There's
there's
more
2
movies.
more movies that year. Sure,
Yeah.
and some for some reason I
Wait.
know it right now. You know what I mean?
Is 2027 Secret? I thought 2027 was Secret Wars.
That's what I said.
Oh, wait. What
And these come out July and November of 2027. May
is the Avengers?
is the Avengers.
I was thinking December.
and then December is the Star Wars. That's how I have it listed here.
Gotcha. I thought these were leading up into
So
Avengers.
we're gonna have
Okay,
the
okay,
Avengers
okay. I'm
movie
here.
with 2 movies likely known and announced for later that year.
Okay.
One only 2 months after.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny. That's true. You know, because Bethany went with us. We're gonna ask her. We're gonna see if it was the State.
Okay.
Is she coming here? She work today?
No, she's in Chicago.
Oh yeah, you dropped her off at the
You want me
airport.
to text her? I'll text her.
Where were we when we watched Air? That's how you phrase it.
Gotcha.
You leave it
where
open.
Where
you don't give her the
where
A, B,
were we
C.
or where did we go?
Yeah, where did we go to see Air, the Ben Affleck shoe movie? Put it that way. I'm going to pee. We'll see if we get an answer before then.
Ben Affleck shoe movie. Where did we go to see Air? The Ben Affleck show. Wait. Shoe. Oh, it autocorrected. Shoe. The Ben Affleck shoe movie. God, I felt like 80 years old typing that text right there. Welcome back, Stokes. I sent out
Thank
the
you.
text. Oh, well, we might already have a
we got an
response.
answer.
Damn it. She says the State Theater on front.
I told you.
I've never been to the State
Do you
Theater.
remember? Yes, you have. I was there. They showed the Michael Jordan commercial on the screen beforehand. Remember, I pointed out, look, they got all the constellations in the ceiling. I know the guy that did the electrical work here.
I'm sending another text. Wasn't it the Bijou? Because I bet she goes, oh, yeah, it might have been. She doesn't know.
Yeah, sure. She would have gone to the State without you.
I just don't remember walking into the State Theater. Like, if you, like, I know what the lobby of the Bijou looks like because
Yeah.
I've been there.
I was there with you.
The State Theater, I don't know. Where's the concessions in the State Theater?
As soon as you walk in the door, there's 2 sets of doors. It's like front. That's like the wind,
Right.
the breezeway.
It's not on the left in the corner. That's the Bijou, right?
It's a Bijou.
I swear I've only been to the Bijou.
So like you got doors,
Doors.
concessions, and they take up the whole front. Like it's as long as the doors.
Is there like a weird hallway to the left?
Yeah. You go to, and there isn't one in the Bijou, and it's the weird hallway to the left that is actually like a staircase you go down for the bathroom, or you go up to like the mezzanine because there's 2 floors on this one.
She says, I don't think so. We saw RR at Bijou, but maybe they're both old theaters. Yeah, I think we were just at the Bijou.
Oh my god, I could show you footage, like a selfie of us at the state, and be like, nah, I
just don't
wasn't there.
I just don't. It doesn't ring any bells.
State Theater is goated though. Cody is correct.
Apparently, it's the same as the Bijou.
Same owners
There you go. It's perfect. Same thing.
or owner, I guess. Although I think the Bijou's been closed because he hasn't been paying his bills.
Oh no!
I don't know how true that is, but here we are to gab
Throwing
just
it
a
out
little
there.
bit. You know, yeah. Let's get Michael Moore on the podcast.
Hey,
you know what I
Michael,
mean?
come over here. We need to hear about these theaters.
Anyhow, that's all the news we got.
Releasing this week, we've got Cuckoo, Borderlands. We've already kind of mentioned that those were coming out this week.
We did mention they. Did you change cuckoo, the spelling?
No, but isn't that how it's spelled in the movie?
I think it's with a C.
That is a C. Oh, cuckoo?
Cuckoo.
No, really?
Yeah.
Is that how you spell like cuckoo?
Yeah. Brent jumped dimensions
I
where
did.
this word is incorrect. Like
This is
spell it out
wrong,
on
and
our
I've never
face
been to
and
the state.
And he's never been to the state. Like that's.
I
the
just
jump
jumped
he made.
dimensions. I died in my other universe. That's how it goes.
We're gonna call this one the Cuckaverse.
The Cuckaverse. And It Ends With Us is another movie. What's that one?
Dude, Derek's girlfriend Lauren
Uh-huh.
keeps going. A movie this week. I'm like, I know, Borderlands, and she's like, no, the other one. I'm like, oh, you're excited for Cuckoo? No, the other one. This is a Colleen Hoover adaptation with Blake Lively.
A what adaptation?
Colleen Hoover. That's the
What
name.
is
That's the author.
Author? What has she written besides this?
Like teen romance things, teen romance dramas. I think the popular one she had was like 19 Minutes, I think is what it was called. It's about a school shooting. It's like
Okay.
Listen, she's one of those authors that is like she's loved by many, but the people who dislike her are like, yo, she's actually like a terrible writer. Kind of like 50 Shades, E.L. James.
Gotcha.
Where it's like her books are super popular by people who don't, it's the guilty pleasure, who don't actually want to say anything, right? But it's also like anyone, like, oh, you say, E.L. James, she just wrote it on her notes on her phone.
Yeah.
Colleen Hoover has that kind of like interesting reputation of like, well, why do her books sell so well if she writes so poorly? But here they are still selling well. She's almost got a sort of James Patterson about her now where she's kind of putting her name on books where it's like, oh, it's written by so-and-so, but it's got a Colleen Hoover tend to it. So
I tend to stick with Legal Leaf. Coke isn't legal here. I'm also drinking Coke. I saw the Coke now, and I was like, Coke,
you're like,
Leaf.
what? Coke?
Okay, gotcha.
She's doing Coke?
Well, that's cool.
So that movie's coming out. It's
That's exciting for
like I
the
said,
people that are
Blake
excited.
yeah, which is Lauren. She's like, we getting tickets? I'm like, I have 2 other movies to go to. When do I go? I'm very excited for Cuckoo though.
Good for you.
A neon horror movie. That sounds great. Borderlands. Tough thing about our Borderlands at our theaters, there's only one IMAX showing before the weekend hits, which normally like Wolverine, Deadpool had like 7.
Yeah.
And I think it still has 7. That's why there's only one.
They're probably making the smart theater decision with that, money-wise.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're making the right choice.
No one should really be interested in Borderlands.
No.
Alas, here I am.
Yep.
So that's what's coming out this week. Brent, anime news.
Anime news.
This is all I could find. if there's anything else you had,
There's
feel free to
little
mention it.
things. There's like constant announcements of this getting made. Blah blah blah.
Dude,
blah,
I know. When I'm digging through, I'm like,
There's
it's just
so much.
It's just, oh look, a season 48, and then
So-
oh look, this other slice of life anime based off this manga. I'm like, I don't keep up to date with manga.
Yep.
Is this like a popular thing?
So
I don't know.
there are essentially like 3 things. One's here. My Hero Academia final episodes of season 7 are delayed until the 17th due to the Olympics coverage, which is very sad because unless I'm missing one episode, which I think hasn't been dubbed because I watched dubbed, I'm up to date, and the last episode ended on some heavy stuff. So,
Cliffhanger, right?
Kind of, yeah.
I heard that as I was looking at this article.
I was like, whoa.
Also, I think I saw that the manga for this is officially done, right?
The manga has officially ended. I think
Yeah.
it ended last
Yesterday?
Friday or Monday. I don't know when they release, like when the manga officially
Gotcha.
comes out.
Well,
or
because
whatever,
I think
but
it said, I think the article I read was 2 days ago, which could have been becoming 3 days in like
Yeah,
an hour,
yeah.
you know. but days ago. And then it said in the article, in just a few hours, the final issue or whatever,
Maybe it's
whatever
like a
they
week,
call
yeah.
it, is coming out. So
Yep, the final issue, 10-year run, great run, good job.
10 years is like such a healthy amount.
Yep.
It's like you don't need to go 15 like The Walking Dead. But also, it wasn't super short-lived that they can really milk the anime for a much longer time. That's
Yeah.
great.
And I believe what I saw
Also, now that I hear that it has an ending, I'm like more intrigued to watch it and stay up to date by it because I really enjoyed the first couple seasons.
I haven't got this confirmed, but when my light research, I think the anime is like 30 volumes behind the manga. I think I might be wrong on that count, but there's still a little way to go in the anime, but the manga has wrapped.
Yeah.
And then the other bit of news, this was kind of personal, but Haiku, best anime they've ever made. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Okay. Yeah. I hear that's up for debate, but
No debate. It's fact.
I'm not here
They
to
have
debate
the final thing is coming out.
movie, right?
Yep. There's 2 movies that are ending the anime. One has come out. The second one has got the final whatever is going to happen in it. However, they say,
Derek really wants to know what the take
"Oh,
is.
Haiku's the best anime ever made." They recently at I think it was a anime convention. Somebody asked because essentially the end of Haiku is a time jump where they take you out of high school and figure out where everybody is, and there's arcs in that time jump. And someone asked, like, "Hey, we know there's one movie left. We haven't finished the high school stories, but are we going to get the time skip animated? Are we ever going to see that?" And the response was, through translators, everything in the manga will be adapted.
Okay.
That was it. Because there's only one movie left. So it's like, well, does that mean there's another movie after that you haven't announced? Is there another season of the show? There's, I think, 20 issues after, like, for the time skip. Like, it's a whole other arc. So it's like, I didn't think we were going to get that at all. And now you say everything will be adapted. What does that mean? And we've just been kind of in limbo. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's a mistranslation. I don't know if he's like just being hopefully throwing it out there to be positive, but then it's only going to be the movie. I don't know, because the movie came out in theaters. I had to drive 3 hours to see it, and then you can't get it anywhere right now. I can't find it anywhere. It's like, I would love to give you $40 to watch this movie again. I just can't.
$40.
I can't give you money to buy this movie.
God.
And I keep trying to find very legal downloads of it, and I can't. I can't rewatch this movie anywhere. I'm trying so hard.
In time. At least you've seen it once.
I have seen it,
Holy
thank you.
crap,
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Jeez.
But
Remember there
yeah,
was that time when a movie would come to theaters and then it would leave and then you'd have to wait for the
terrible.
DVD,
Awful.
VHS,
Don't go back.
whatever. It's like, yeah, that's
Don't
crazy,
skip
dude.
the theater part. Just give it to me.
Skip the theater?
Just bring it to me.
Didn't you
Let
like
me watch
watching it
at
on the
home.
big screen? I mean, the drive probably wasn't ideal. Probably didn't add to the
Yeah,
experience.
the drive was rough, but the theater. The problem was that theater was so much better than our theater. It made me really sad to go to our theater now.
Oh, that's fine. You didn't have to go see an anime in our theater.
I would like to though.
You can go
And
see
I couldn't.
Blue
And
Lock.
I like
Blue
we
Lock
didn't-
came around, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, we did get it.
Did we get Blue Lock? Why didn't we get Haiku? Haiku was way bigger. This is crazy.
I don't make the rules. I would have given you 0 of them. I don't know.
My Hero movie comes. Okay. I am caught up with My Hero. I go see My Hero.
Almost.
Well, I guess there's one episode.
You got one
I
episode
think.
that's not
I think
yours
it's one
to
episode.
miss. It's everyone's missing it, but
But that's all the anime news.
that's the
I
anime.
believe we've got.
we got to go
So-
back to the game zone. Warp, 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 warp. Whoa.
Bing,
I feel like I watched it dissolve in
Bink.
real time.
bink. There we go.
Whoa. Nice dual shock, dude.
Bink. Whoppa.
Blah, bah, shkididi.
Nailed it. All right. Getting into game news.
We've made it.
We've made it.
Trailers and announcements first.
Trailers and announcements. Announcements. No, go on.
Who'd have thought there's more Dead by Daylight happening?
Absolutely crazy. You know, I said I was like,
It's just more characters.
Dead
There's
by
just more-
Daylight, they'll get me because they got Alan Wake. I never re-downloaded, never got Alan Wake.
Oh, dang.
never-
Dude, it's on Game Pass.
I know, I just never did it. I just never went through the process.
Dude, it's crazy how much, as these announcements keep coming, I'm like, is this game as alive as I think it is? It has to be, right?
People are still playing
actually
it.
has to be.
Yeah.
In order for this company to keep making these
It's
things.
crazy.
So it makes. I had a lot of fun when I played it. It was probably about a year ago. I think it was last October. I gave it a shot. Watched some streamers do it, and I was like, I'll try. I had a lot of fun playing as the killer, as a solo player. I was like, this is really great. But now, I'm like, now I can be Dracula. This whole time I could be, whatever, Ghostface and Pinhead from Hellraiser and all these people, right? Like,
Is Pinhead there? Pinhead's got to be there. I don't know if Pinhead's there though.
I don't know. I'm just making up
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there's so many characters I attach to that I'm like, man, I could really be any of
Demogorgon,
these.
Michael Myers, Ghostface. You said there's a lot of them.
Freddy
now.
Krueger, is he one?
Yep, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
You can take him into nightmares and stuff.
Yeah, all this
because your
sounds
characters like fall asleep but keep walking because obviously you can't just lay on the ground. The game's really broken, and then you walk over to your
Yeah.
friends and they like wake you up because Freddy Krueger can only hurt you when you're sleeping. So like you
I
can run
see,
around
I
the
see.
map and Freddy Krueger could be right next to you, but if you're not sleeping, he's not there.
Well, I see that it's always the fun characters, the people who are doing the survivors too. I'm like, oh, that's cool that they're like putting these characters in too.
Yep.
But also, I just want to be the killers. Like that's all. I don't know. It's crazy to me that the game still exists and it's constantly tempting me.
Yep.
But to have Castlevania be the next characters you can be with Dracula as the killer, Trevor Belmont as the survivor.
The Belmonts.
That's intriguing. And it was a really great little ad. It was kind of a like just subliminal, like it was, or not subliminal, surrealist is what I meant to say.
Very cool.
Where it's just like flashing imagery. It was really unique.
Nice.
And then you told me about this next one.
Yep.
This game, Spectre Divide,
Yep.
that has been announced.
Yep, new game from Shroud and Mountaintop Studios. Essentially, it's like a Valorant or CS:GO round-based shooter.
Yeah, they're saying it's a mix between both. Like they're using those names themselves to say it's a mix between these. It's cell shaded and cartoony with these kind of like character abilities, like Valorant. What makes it more like CS:GO? Just because that's the granddaddy.
It's not characters.
It's not heroes.
It's customizable.
No, it's got heroes. No.
No, it's customizable.
Well, I watched
characters.
they were playing as named characters, unless the kits are named, I guess. But because I watched just a little bit of Shroud playing, and he was talking with his team like, "I'm going to go this character," and the guy says, "Who? Like what name?" And he goes, "It's the Smokes," and the kit is just all smoke grenade stuff. But it could have been a name of a kit.
I could
not
have
a
sworn
human.
I just watched a breakdown because he's like, you can customize your character, and not only that, you can customize your Spectre, which we'll get into, to be completely different looking. So like, you can change your character. I thought it'd be really cool to have like a really clean cut, like a secret agent character, and then your Spectre be like smoky demon, like your Shadow.
Yep.
So I thought that would be really cool, and I thought it was all customizable.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the actual preview. I watched just a little bit of gameplay from Shroud himself, which is so funny. He doesn't really break down gameplay stuff. It's just him playing with friends against the devs.
Yeah.
It's funny that it's like, because he says, I'm making this game. I went to the website for Mountaintop. I can't find a single lick of him on there at all. Hello, Gazendorf.
Hello. Thank you for the follow. We are usually talking about movie news, game news, and pop culture news.
Anime news.
And anime news.
We just got past anime. It's always the smallest of all of it.
It's always smallest. One, because it's honestly got the most news and we can't cover all of it.
It's got so much
It's
news.
so much going on with anime, and only half the table really cares. So
Which
this
half?
half.
Oh,
This half.
you answered it.
Sorry.
See, here's the image that I'm seeing where it's putting down the things, and it's got a difficulty setting. So it looks like this is like a pack of tech, maybe. Pinnacle, Morrigan. This is the word he uses. I'm going to pick Morrigan, and it's got this group on here. And he goes, what's Morrigan? It's the Smokes, and it says Smoke Shift.
Yeah, it looks almost like gear, not characters. Because I'm pretty
So
sure you
it
can
must be
customize your
like,
characters.
This is always a chest piece or something, and you're putting it here. And I don't know where it's all coming from, but yeah. So it is class based in some capacity, but it's customizable.
Oh.
The map structure seems to be more CS:GO, like
Yes.
big industrial
Yeah.
spaces, I suppose.
The big thing about this one, it's called
The unique, the
Spectre,
gimmick.
The unique Spectre Divide is because it's 3v3, but each player controls two characters. You have your main character and then your Spectre, which you can essentially move your one character onto A plant and then move your Spectre character on a B plant and cover both
But
sites
it's
at
less
the same
a
time.
move, and you like release your character. From what I've seen,
You
throw an ability, your character like lands.
You essentially
somewhere.
can get a disc and throw out the disc, and then your
Yep.
character spawns from the disc. But once they're spawned from the disc, you should be able to. That might respawn, and you might be able to rethrow it. But you could switch between the two without throwing the disc if you want.
Right. But from that spawn is kind of like you can throw it up to a different position,
Yep.
like a completely unique position, and then you press whatever button it may be to just completely transport control.
Yeah.
You're like, And what I saw that was cool is you can have your Spectre be a different loadout. So the one I saw was he's sniping on the one side, and he sees the corner and the objective around. So he throws his character in, who is a CQC, close quarter combat kind of shotgun character that steps through and shotguns. That character ends up getting killed by somebody that rounds the corner. So then he comes back to the sniper and snipes the guy who killed him. So it's like 2 kits, 2 characters, 2 positions, 2 larger spaces. So I think that's
really
going to make
cool.
for some really unique gameplay. I mean, I think that it and Valorant are the more fun to watch already. Like Valorant's already fun with all the different skins and things, but the Spectre does not die. No, the Spectre is more of just like, how do you call it? Like a secondary weapon choice.
Yeah.
Where it's just, but if you haven't thrown your Spectre and you die, you're just dead.
Yeah.
Your Spectre doesn't just like spawn somewhere and you go round 2, but your Spectre can die, vice versa.
Yep.
You remain as the extra. At least that's what I've seen.
Yes, I haven't got hands-on yet. It's more just watching people. I did request because it's like early access or whatever. You can
Yeah, it's
request
probably a
access,
wish list
yada,
or an
yada,
alpha.
yeah.
It's too bad that we didn't, catch on to it right away, because it was like the first people that sign up using this link or whatever got guaranteed access. So
Yeah.
that would have been nice. I mean, not for me, because I don't think it's my kind of game anyway.
Yeah.
Like Valorant and CSGO. But I think this is one that could very easily be like when they do the Olympics next year for esports. Is this released by then? Is it quality
Possibly.
enough and enough people? But
Yeah. Ganondorf, it's not turn-based. It's a first-person shooter, much like Valorant or CSGO.
yeah, but when you throw the character out, they're static. They're crouched
Yeah.
and static until you become them. So it's kind of like moving 2 different characters at one point. But because you can throw it forward if you want, so you don't have to run the second character out. You could be like, that's actually my main character. I run to a position of safety, throw my main character deep into the shit.
Yep.
It's kind of how you could treat it.
Yep.
So-
You don't control them both at the same time, but you can switch between the 2 essentially at will.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a cooldown. There might be something like that, but yes.
Yep. It is just
It's
an
just-
existing thing. It would just be someone. It would be like an AFK character getting shot if someone finds the Spectre. Or you throw the Spectre but don't switch into it, just into a spawn point.
Yeah. So
But
there
I could see a world where you throw it onto an objective on the other side so that it pops up, draws their fire,
And then
you
you
step
sneak out.
out and then hit them. I mean, like,
Yeah.
because it does have the the very Valorant-esque things of there's recon drones. I also saw it has some like semi-permeable objects in the map, so you can recon somebody on the other side of a wooden crate and shoot through the wood. So that was kind of unique too.
I think I also remember them saying it didn't have any abilities like in Valorant where you there's a guy where you pull up the map and you drop smokes on a digital map and they show up in the game. I don't think there's any
Overmap.
overworld or over map
Yeah.
abilities. And I always hear that, I go, cool. But as soon as a new character comes out, like how long does it last until we get the character?
Well,
or
and as
the
we're seeing
kit
though,
that does that?
these kits are like handheld kind of tech.
Yeah.
So it has to be like within vision, within reach, within throwable. I could see that being a thing, but
Yeah.
this
looks
is
really
I
cool.
think it, so. It also has like a cell shaded kind of art style that is sort of the Everlong cartoony kind of look, like the timeless, like a Valorant, different. So it's very visually unique, but it has the same kind of genre of timelessness that I think is going to carry it a long way. I could very easily see because it's so customizable on your character, all of the different skins and elements that you could have to change things. But
Yep.
Riot Games has a good hold on the skins game for their different games. They're
Yeah.
really good at making skins for stuff. So I don't know if it's going to try to compete in the same space at the same time. Is it free? Is it not? Like, I really don't know much about it, but
No. I mean, it's so early. It's hard. I don't know if they've really
alpha
given
is
that.
kind of
yeah.
the word they're using right now. So
Yeah. So,
early stuff.
and now on to the news. Essentially, all sad news.
Yeah, you do your news first.
So
I say yours because he's the one who put it on here.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't know if anyone else is out there. It was a subscriber, got the magazine. Game Informer has closed. It is very sad. I mean, it's sad in the sense that a lot of people up and lost their jobs out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's really sad. Obviously, an institution like Game Informer, I remember getting the magazine. I think they were on issue 367 or something. It said it's like 30 years of magazines they've been doing. That's
Wow.
like a long time, like an institution, and unfortunately went away. I feel like it's been a lot of institutions, especially in the gaming world, but a lot of stuff like that, they're all coming to an end. It's all getting
it's
to
funny.
that
I
point.
was going to compare this to last week's news of Power Rangers,
Yeah.
where it was like, I mean, I guess I'm sad, but like I think the last Game Informer I can remember like getting and reading was about Bulletstorm, which is like 2008, 9, you know, which it's nothing on magazines because your boy still gets Fangorias and I read the Fangorias. So like,
Yeah.
I enjoy the magazine as an art thing, but
Yep.
for video games, I think it's just because it's such a digital only kind of landscape. Like
They do a website and all that stuff too. Like
they do have the
digital,
website,
yeah.
right? What's the game that you've been looking for that they just didn't release physical, right? Was it Alan Wake, right?
Oh, Alan Wake 2, yeah.
Alan Wake 2. That's a game that should have a physical release, my goodness. So
Yep.
it's like when a game doesn't even come out physical, like you can't enjoy anything about the physical. You can't collect something about the game unless it is a magazine cover, I guess, but I don't know.
Real quick, Cole says he's got a question about the DBD content. I just forgot earlier. Do the Castlevania characters have the Castlevania look you'd expect, or do they look like DBD characters with fangs? I saw that Trevor Belmont looks good. He's got like the belts and the cloak and it looks really good.
He is dressed in the way, like what's that? I'm trying to think of like a character plucked out of one world, dropped into another kind of thing.
Like the isekai? Like the
No,
anime thing? Oh, okay.
no, not that generic. I'm thinking like when they did the Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner.
Oh, like the
where it's like
crossover?
or like how someone can become Simpson. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like it's clearly in the visual style of DBD, but it is very true to the aesthetic of the character. Dracula, you could not really tell because they only glimpse him in the surrealist part that I was
Yeah.
mentioning. So you can't tell. You see the fang, but it's a shot like framed like this. Like it's so on his face, you can't see much. But yeah,
Alan Wake 2 is getting a physical release? Is it like,
he has it pre-ordered.
oh my God. Is it because there was one that they did that was like the,
It's
What
a
was
good
that?
thing we're doing
That's-
this podcast
that's
now,
super
'cause we can
expensive one.
stay up to this.
what was that company that does like the special ones? I had it saved. Actually, I might still have it on
Oh,
my phone.
is it
I
limited
didn't-
run?
I think it is limited run, yes. I didn't
limited-
buy it because I didn't have the money for it.
Dude, I'm so sad I didn't get Golf Story.
Dude,
I know that's like such a weird pull,
I
but
know.
I still love that game so much. I'm so sad I didn't
It's
get it.
not limited run? All right, I'm going to have to pre-order it. I'm going to have to pre-order PS5 and Xbox probably.
October 22nd, 2020. Ooh,
Oh, that's the limited run one.
physical delay.
That's the one that's like $200.
It looks like it's just the game though. Like it doesn't look like it's from. I mean, the word limited run is the company limited run. Doesn't look like it is. The angel lamp that lights up.
I'm going to check this into this because that looks exactly like the one I was going to get or I was thinking about getting but didn't have the money for.
Well,
but it was a limited run one.
let's get serious here. Let's do Xbox. Okay. Nope, that's the buy now for the actual
on
game.
Assassin's
That's
Creed.
not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the pre-order on this, dude.
God, I wish I just... Oh, right here.
Hopefully you can. Can you? Can you pre-order it?
Oh, page is not found. Dang it, it went away. But I had it saved on limited run.
Well, I hope you can get one. Yeah. Oh. Well, anyway. What were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Game Informer.
Sorry, yeah. Game and... just look about to... Cool. I'm sorry. Cool.
You got him panicking.
Cole got me on Alan Wake 2. It's interesting because it said the limited run pre-orders closed July 21st. I knew I wasn't going to get that. It was just too expensive. I thought it was just going to be a physical version. Another extended edition would be amazing. I just can't afford it. I love Alan Wake. I've got an Alan Wake tattoo. I buy all of Remedy games multiple different ways.
We got you the Alan Wake collector's edition.
The collector's
first
edition,
one.
the original, the old one. I have 4 different versions. I've got a lot of different Alan Wake, Remedy, Control, all that different stuff. I just don't know if I can spend $200 on one copy of Alan Wake 2 right now. Maybe in the future I'll be able to find it secondhand or something. I just can't do that right now. I would love to. But I will look into it, Cole, just to see.
Geisendorf says the Game Informer magazine that sticks in their mind is the cover of Murder of Crows from BioShock 1. A BioShock 1 cover, it's got to go hard. That's got to be fire.
Yeah.
It's around the same time, right? Would that be like 2006?
You're so much better at years than me. I don't know why. Like,
Am I?
yeah, I would say so. I'm terrible.
I'll take that. I mean, August 2007. I mean, I was a year off, but
Nailed it.
what would you have guessed? I don't know.
I would have known it was before 2008, but I wouldn't know if it could have dropped. You could have said 2004 or 2007, that window, and I would have been like, yeah, it's somewhere in there. Because I didn't play that one. But, well, an alternative that standard physical release at all retailers is $80, and it comes with DLC and extra goodies too. I still have to play the DLC. I already own everything because I bought the deluxe edition on digital to play
If
it.
only you could find time to play games.
If only. I'll get to it. I'm doing Elden Ring. Elden Ring was technically in the chamber a lot longer.
I know. I put it there. I put it
I'm
in your
getting through
chamber.
it. It's a long game. It's a big game. Anyway,
I think that was September 2021. I bought that for you, right?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a long time. So I will get to it. And I'll look into that, Cole. Thank you so much. I'll see if $80 might be a stretch, but I'll try. I might have to put Beyblades on the back.
I think if Game Informer had this as a cover, I think the one that I remember that was the most memorable and actually got me to look into and try a new game was For the Darkness. Did you ever play that game? It was the one I saw was For the Darkness 2.
Is that the one where
But-
you have like snakes coming out of your back?
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
got like two like demon heads on your shoulder, and I really enjoyed that game.
I think
But that was one that I got because of Game Informer. So I don't know if it was a cover story, if it was just highlighted in the articles.
I was going to say,
magazine, but-
I think the Game Informer cover that sticks with me, and it might not even be the cover, it might be another story or whatever,
Right.
Dead to Rights
Dead to Rights with the dog.
with the dog.
That's interesting.
That was the one I think of
Did you
because I
play
remember
it,
that.
or did you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
sticks with you? Oh yeah,
I
Your
love.
face.
I
Oh
love
yeah, I played
that game was
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
I
love
really
that
liked
game.
that game.
Here's
I
my
never
Dead to
played.
Rights tattoo.
I never played the second one. Okay, it's not that bad. I never played the second one, but I did play the Dead to Rights a lot.
Well, that's good.
So I never beat it because it was at the time when I would play games for like nonstop. I'd get to a certain point, take like 2 weeks off, and be like, "Well, I don't remember anything," and I would just restart. So I would remember the first 10 levels of that game or 10 whatever.
I just do that because I didn't have a
missions.
memory card.
Yeah. So
Whoopsies.
I did head bites galore. Yep, the dog would run up, man. But I think that would be the one. Or really, in my head I picture the Game Informer logo with yellow and red font. I don't know if they only do that on like certain covers depending on the art of the game or whatever, but that's like the font I remember, and I might be really wrong on it.
Like this one.
Kind of.
That looks like the yellow red that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I picture the more long, like something like that.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed getting Game Informer as a blossoming young gamer before I knew that that's really what I enjoyed as much as I did. But it's much like the Power Rangers story of just like, yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone losing their job, of course.
Of course.
But it's who's going to these websites and looking at these articles and doing these things like YouTube. People can be making these stories and this content from home without being a professional. And IGN exists, and they're becoming like a mega corp at this point, you know, and all these other industries
I do know
exist.
I mean, there's so many, but they had a layoff a little while back,
Well,
and they were
oh my
working
gosh,
a skeleton
if it's-
crew, and it's
If GameStop is the one who owns this, GameStop, if they're going down the same sort of path, like, you know, how much has GameStop shifted since we were kids? Since
right?
I was getting Game Informer, you know?
I remember, like, I mean, everyone's got GameStop stories. I remember going and getting Halo Reach, the 360 at midnight. I remember buying my first season of Red vs. Blue at GameStop.
Oh, interesting.
I bought season 3 first, which was an awful choice because it's all about time traveling back to the first 2 seasons.
Dude,
and I
what's
didn't get
weird
any of
is
the jokes.
having the memory of going there to shop for movies because I had the PSP.
Oh,
And I was trying to buy movies for my UMD. You know, it was just like, I remember pulling First Blood off the shelf and doing what is this? And
do you
being
feel
like,
like
oh,
your
yeah.
back like curling, your hair, your gray just coming in?
No, not really.
Oh, God. Watch the entire To Kill a Mockingbird
Oh, that's interesting.
in the darkness. That's funny.
Yeah, that's unique.
Wow. But unfortunately, it's sad to see people lose their jobs. And it's sad to see Game Informer go. It's tough to be like, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, again, it feels like what's
Feels like
coming.
it should have happened already.
Right.
In my mind, like, how did this survive COVID?
Right.
You know? But
Man, fuck GameStop. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we have a local store here.
I don't even know if it's-
GT Games is their name. And it's funny because they've been the like GameStop killer in this county for a while because they give you better trade for games and they sell games at like whatever their market value is. I don't know how you measure that as well, but they're just better at collecting things, curating things, and accumulating. It just seems to be it's always been the spot to go for retro and used video games. And it's nice having a local spot like that if you really want to say fuck you to them, you can point them in the face because you know who it is.
Yeah.
Not that that's ever had to happen, but it's been nice.
I didn't know that. They shut down the website, too. Authors had no opportunity to back up their work. That sucks. Just because it's like you think you put something up online or has something like that, it's going to be there to download at some point. Even if everything goes tits up, there's going to be a website that let me download this before it shuts down.
Yeah.
And nope.
What about, what's that, the Wayback Machine?
That's true. I don't
go back and find I don't know how you navigate through that. I've never gone to
I've never done it either,
but yeah, well, speaking
I don't want
to say it like that,
know,
but it's the transition is natural that our next news story is that Bungie lays off 200 plus 220 is the number I'm seeing employees. Really interesting. So Jason Schreier is the writer of this article for Bloomberg. He's known for being tight with Bungie. I don't know if you remember, what's it, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels? Mm-hmm. That book he did, talking about the development hell that was Destiny, the first Destiny for a long time. So he's gotten in tight with a lot of people. And what's unique about this story is, I think a few things, is they lay off a lot of people who have been there for over a decade. So it's not just these low-level positions. It's eliminating people who are integral to making this game exist and be what it is, despite all of its long and historied transitions from one thing to another, from company to company to company, as they were with Activision Blizzard. Then they went by themselves. Then they got purchased by Sony. A lot of things.
Yep.
Another unique piece of this story is it speaks more to the people who are left and how many of them have been pushed to Marathon, a game that we don't know much about. I'm sure there's something about it that it's a live service or it's not, or it's multiplayer shooter, or it's, I don't know. There's probably something about that, but it's not the game I spend most of my time playing. I play a lot of Destiny 2, so I can speak to it there. But the other thing is, we've talked about rumors, not on the podcast because it's before then, but we talked about rumors for what Destiny 3 could be, whether it's actually going to be a 3, whether it's just going to be a big update to 2. There's going to be characters that don't have classes, so things are mutable, blah, blah, blah. Jason, there's a lot of disgruntled people, of course.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness. So there's a lot of information coming out. Jason Schreier says, I think he spoke with just over 10 people who were current and former employees who, of course, remained anonymous because of their current status. But I trust him to get the right sources. I trust him to get the right Bungie sources. He's saying that there is no other Destiny project in the works. There is nothing else.
Wow.
So it's interesting because they're, what's his name? Luke Smith, I think, the former game director, like the second or first game director for Destiny 2, came out and was like, this isn't the end of Destiny. There will be more Destiny, talking about the final shape. There's going to be more to come. Here's some seasons we've got, the episodes, the acts. It's really interesting that I'm like, is there another yearly expansion after this then?
And somebody's flipping through Notebook, man, like, I got nothing. He's like in the back. He's like, what is he talking about? I got nothing. I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, it's the SpongeBob in the filing cabinet. Yeah. Where is it? It's not here. It's crazy because they're telling us it's not the end, but if there really is nothing coming and there's just 3 seasons of story that's so far just been like sweeping up the kind of collateral damage of this with no real major threat. I mean, is Marathon tied in somehow? It's some alternate universe thing. Like, I don't know, maybe, I guess. But it's crazy that the game just feels like it's dying,
Yeah.
in a way that's not, 10,000 people stopped playing. It was like, sure, the game's still here. It still exists. I can still hop in and do this. I play mostly solo and with a fire team of 3. I don't do the big raid things. I don't whatever. And if I can get my buddies Tim and Derek on at any time, we can play. But I mean, I told you the next season is the like vampire-y season where weapons are made of blood and you're vampire hunters and you end up looking like characters from Bloodborne with the tricorn hats and stuff. I'm excited for all that, but it's also like I'm kind of sad that the game is just going to go away when they were telling us, there's going to be something else, and when the rumors for Destiny 3 seem to be so
Exciting.
Yeah, exciting. And when the rumors for Destiny 3 came with Final Shape rumors that panned out to be true, so it all had that sort of legitimate kind of feeling. And they were so broad stroke, it wasn't anything too guaranteed. But yeah, so it's disappointing to say the least, let alone it's just tied in with it's more layoffs, removing people to a game that doesn't exist yet from a game that's a live service that I care about, and the potential death of that game being inevitable.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, just like a company like Bungie, I mean, it's like anytime layoffs happen, it's like they happen because you have to do it to stay alive. And it's sad that a company like Bungie is having to stay alive, and
especially after, we saw it something similar with Wizards of the Coast when the Baldur's Gate, when that game came out, that everyone that was part of the team that tied in to Larian Studios from Wizards to be like, let's get this as Dungeons and Dragons as appropriate as possible. Gone. Every single one of them gone. After they win Game of the Year, is like, it was always in the tea leaves. There's no, like, your job is done when the game is done, is kind of how it feels. And if they're saying, hey, Destiny 2 is going to be done, your jobs are done. Senior executive gone. These people gone. I know it's also, you're getting a lot of ex-community managers that are in this that are like making public lash outs at Bungie from Twitter and stuff, being like, I still work for them. I used to work for them.
X.
I did this. X. Thanks, Elon Musk.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're getting a lot of public things thrown at specific people, and of course thrown at the CEO and all that. It's a very interesting circumstance. I don't know if it's Sony trying to strong arm something to be like, hey, we need to cut the fat because Sony's now the proprietor. They're like, they need this to work. But the Final Shape, by every measure that I can consider, is a success. It's success from the players. It's successful from a monetary standpoint with the numbers of pre-orders and purchases they got. Not consecutive players. Whatever it is. Players that are playing all at one time. Concurrent players. And then the story, too, was like, oh, this is a measurable beat in the story for a large 10-year arc. It all hit the right notes. Right before that, they had that update that I told you about. It was Into the Light, where it was like they're bringing back old weapons they sunset. Yep. There's a horde mode. They're bringing back 2 missions that were secret missions that you can just queue up for now. They're saying that the game is still going to continue in some regard. Well,
didn't you say you could also use more than one legendary and stuff now? And exotic,
that's part of this expansion, actually.
Oh, okay,
that's separate. But,
gotcha.
But it's they're going to try to follow that model, is what they said, going forward, which is like big expansion with just like giveaways of stuff that are for everybody, that's unrelated to story, unrelated to seasonal things. It's just like, here's stuff. You know? So it's exciting, but it's exciting in a way that I'm also like, is this just a last hurrah? Is this like we're going to shoot all the fireworks in the air and who gives a shit about balancing because whatever? Fireworks
go in the air. Who cares what burns down from it?
Exactly. Yeah. Fireworks from the air, but wait, we're in an office building. Don't do that.
Yeah. Right.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, there is a measure of success. Gazendorf in the chat, who says that Sony purchasing them is potential proof of success enough. I think it's right in that Destiny probably made a good amount of money, but the fact that whether it's Sony or not, Bungie is allocating however many of their people to shift over to a different game is just showing how they're putting their eggs into a different basket now. They're like, well, we milked this one.
Yeah,
we need a new cow. So we'll see what comes from that. But Marathon has been announced and in development for way too long.
Do we even know what kind of game that is? I thought it was more of like
like I said, there's
party shooter
probably
or something, right?
something out there. Well, that was separate. They were going to do like a party game.
Okay. I thought it was more like a.
What do they
I thought it was just like
a. It's like Iris.
Like Halo multiplayer. That's what Marathon. There wasn't like a.
There's
campaign
a there's a chance
that
Marathon is that though. I don't
thought
recall.
That's what it was, and I was like, cool. It's weird that you.
That info is
Marathon,
probably out there, but again, it's tough jumping back into this. That is such a historied story.
Yeah.
Because we've been really busy.
We were
like they laid off like 200 people right before Christmas this last year.
Yep.
But that wasn't as much on our radars because I wasn't playing Destiny at that time.
We were running a retail store during Christmas.
Yes, a retail gaming store during Christmas is a lot.
It's a lot. And it was just the two of us.
Yes.
It wasn't like when we worked at Best Buy and it was Christmas and stuff. That was
fun.
crazy, but that was different.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
It didn't fall on my shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. Marathon is an extraction shooter.
Oh, God.
Oh, what's that?
Extraction shooters are just not my thing. Well, this dungeon game you want to play is an extraction game.
Dungeon.
That's
It's like Hunt?
no, the one
Hunt the Showdown?
Is that an extraction game?
What do you mean by extraction? I guess I'm.
Oh, well, that's what I mean.
I know what are we all saying?
Oh.
Let me get on board here.
Let's tell me what an extraction.
I want to walk through the door with you guys.
When I think extraction, Dungeonborn. That's the
Yeah.
one. Nate,
We're gonna be playing
he's
that.
playing Dungeonborn this weekend, and I was talking about
Thursday.
how you've been playing it. It is the game that comes to mind for me is the Dark Zone in the Division 2. It's PvE,
Okay.
where you're killing a bunch of things to get loot, but you can be killed by a player and have all your shit drop. So then you don't get any of it. But in order to get that loot out, you have to extract it. You have to go to a spot that calls in a helicopter, grab the thing. Yeah, so
It's Hunt the Showdown.
It's before you. Well, Hunt. I thought the goal was just to kill the thing.
Well, you got to
And
kill
then
the thing. You got to pull out its spirit or whatever, and then get out with the spirit.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was a
And
spirit.
if you don't,
I thought it was just like
your
who-
hunter dies.
Who shot the
like
shot.
you could level up your hunter, get more equipment, but if your hunter dies, your hunter dies.
Yeah, Tarkov is another good example.
Tarkov,
But
okay.
Division 2 is the one that it seems to have come first, and it was so widely available amongst consoles and other things like that. I mean, that game was announced in like 2010.
Yeah.
The first Division. So
Okay.
yeah, but it's the PvE, shoot the thing, get the thing, grab it, get out. I don't know. There's something unique to it that maybe when Bungie does it, when Marathon does it, maybe I'll like it. But I don't know. It's just not my kind of thing. Oh yeah, Marauders, that was the sci-fi version of it, right? Like Space Pirates Tarkov is like how I heard it. It was Space Pirates Tarkov.
Cole, I would be with you. I didn't play Division. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
I did not. I remember though.
I loved the Division.
I went to a
You
training.
remember Tony from Best Buy?
Yep.
Worked in mobile.
Yeah.
He was like top 5 in the world for Division. I one time asked him about it, dude. He went way too deep. I tried playing with him one time. I was like, oh man, I am not in the same realm. He's talking to me about stats I didn't know I had.
I went to training for Best Buy. That's the weekend they dropped the trailer for Civil War, where we first saw Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And was that Division 2 that was coming out at that time?
Yeah, that sounds
I
right.
think it was Division 2.
because the Division 1, that would have been 2016, right?
Yeah.
Civil War before
'cause
Infinity War before
It was a training.
Endgame, so
It was a training that I was driving to, but other people had flown in for, and Division was coming out, and a bunch of the people there that were in the hotel went to the local Best Buy to buy TVs and consoles and stuff to play Division 2, to then return them after training, to then fly home because they're like, we don't want to miss it.
So fucked.
Yeah.
Division 2 is 2019, so was
Oh, that must
was
have been the first
Division
Division.
16 then?
Must have been the first Division. Whatever. I just remember it being Division. And I remember, I'm not interested, but man, you guys are all real hyped for this. And I'm like, it would have been cool just to be in the hotel with all the hype going on. Like, it would have felt like the old, like,
the Division is 2016.
there we go. It would have felt like the old,
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
LAN days, but everyone's
It
playing on their
almost
own
seems like
thing.
it was still like too long. The Division announcement trailer. This has got to be, like I said, like 2010. It says 10 years ago, so that's 2014.
Okay.
Gameplay reveal, 2014. I'm still seeing.
Yeah.
11 years ago
11.
is the reveal, so
2013?
2013. Imagine, dude.
Dang.
Imagine.
That was a long time ago. But anyway, I thought that was, that's my, Civil War was 2016 as well. Perfect. So my timelines do match up. I'm not crazy with the division.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I just couldn't remember which division it was. I thought it was 2, but I guess I was in training at Best Buy a lot longer ago than I thought.
Yeah, I guess so.
Great. I put off that training. It wasn't like when I started. I was at Best Buy for a lot longer than that. They were like, "You just never did this," and I went, "No, I didn't." They're like, "Well, we're gonna have you," and I went, "Shoot, all right."
Yeah, June 2013 they announced
It was the car ride when I drove to go to training. That's where I listened to Ready Player One for the first time. Do it back
nice.
and forth. It
Wait,
was like
where'd you have to go?
I was like 2 hours away. I don't remember where.
Oh, okay. So it was
wasn't
like
like-
where you started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling old, right?
Okay, I was right with Civil War at 2016, but
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I didn't think the division.
Division was
well, because
there?
I remember the division for me being a memory earlier than 2016, but I guess it was
All the announcements.
because we got a gameplay trailer 3 years before.
Was that the trailer where the guy walks up and he shuts the door? Wasn't
Yeah.
that the big thing?
The car door,
Yeah.
where he's walking past the car and he shuts the door.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, and then he shoots him and then like shoots through the car and every single shot makes a bullet in the window. And then when it like hits the edge, like that part of the window falls out.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, whoa! And it was like, at that point, it was a different game. It was like a survival game where you needed food and water.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
oh, there's a store up here. Let me stop in the store. Oh, I got some water. I got some. There was also supposed to be, this is, dude, I can't believe they still don't have this. I love this idea. There was supposed to be a mobile app where you could play in the game that your buddies were playing on console.
Okay.
But you can control drones. And like in this trailer, a drone comes up and marks people above a police station so they can be shot through walls essentially. But it's a guy who's playing on mobile.
No, they just didn't do it.
They just never played it. And then there was another one like it. It must have been just a big push at the time because Ubisoft did it. EA was going to do it with Battlefield where you ever play Battlefield?
Yeah.
Somebody in your team is the commander of the team and can call in special like airstrike things where you could be the commander on your phone and use airstrikes and stuff like that on the map and call it in from like your pocket instead of
What-
It's just strange to me that they don't have the tie-in to the thing. Well, that's what I'm saying. So Battlefield, theirs existed, right? But there was supposed to be playing the game with the drone on your phone. I don't know how in 2016 you were supposed to
Yeah.
do that with your iPhone 5, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy that hasn't happened, or even like an iPad thing where like an esport game, you have the 4 players and you have one person that's actually manipulating the game as like a commander making calls or pinging.
That's pinging. It's coaching.
Yeah.
That's just saying like I'm watching from this. I'm seeing this maneuver here.
It's crazy that
Yeah.
that's just not like, it doesn't even have to be like a big thing. It's not like you even have to really like do things in the game, but if you could just send alerts to your players like, hey, camo's up, like Halo, but like camo's up in 3, this site's here, I see them over here, this is getting pinged here. Like if a person on the game's like, hey, I see someone down Long Street, and he doesn't have to ping anything, the coach can ping it. Seems like such a useful thing that seems like a really easy implementation if that's all it has to do, but could change like esports at that level.
It's interesting
Weird.
that there hasn't been a game that automatically implements it as a call out for your characters to hear. If I'm in a lane and I see an enemy, it doesn't just call it out for me
Yeah.
of enemy in Oasis, like whatever, because each map comes with their own call
Their own
signs and
calls now,
stuff,
yeah.
right? Like even Halo has
Everyone
them dedicated.
renames them to be easier or bundles them or whatever, but they do have them, so at least
Yeah.
it could be in there.
So
or
if
even
it's
if
like,
I were
if
to,
you're always hearing it, yeah. Or you could have if I ping it, it's a call
It says
out.
something, yeah.
Or it's just like if I see it, if I happen to see it, it's just like rockets up.
Yeah.
Because I see it. That'd be nice. It seems like something they would have done in the finals, right? Like,
Yeah.
that seems like something they would have tied
Infinite
in.
does have like audible call outs for, it's not like a guaranteed, but every once it'll have a call out for guns and stuff now, because the guns are now on a timer everyone can see like through the wall, so it's like when guns pop and
sure.
stuff like that. So it's a little bit in Infinite, but not to like the level where I'm like, give someone an iPad and let them coach a team, or even like, hey, we're going this way, you can ping a green ping to go that way instead of a red ping that there's enemies there. Green ping, this is where we're pushing something.
Gazendorf says they did play an FPS that had a commander player. Nuclear Dawn was the name.
Not familiar with that one.
No.
What was the one that had like back in the day when it had 1 million players and everyone was crazy? It was like,
Oh. 1 million players.
it wasn't like 1 million. It was like a
Arma?
ton. No, it was like a 3 letters. MAG.
Not SOCOM?
No, it was like
MLG?
no, it was like it was something like that, but it was like the first one to do it. MAG. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is it just massive something game? Massive, I don't know, but
Oh, yeah,
I remember wanting to play that, I never got to. Mostly because it was like an online thing. I didn't
have internet.
Yeah,
Almost certainly.
I didn't have internet. every time we talk about old games like that, it's just like
I
neither
know.
of us had internet. Neither of us could do anything.
We're like
in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, when my cousin got the touchscreen iPod the year it came out and was like, "Oh, there's no Wi-Fi here." I remember being like, "What are you talking about? What are you trying to do on that right now?" Like I still laugh at myself remembering how disconnected I was to think how even possible. Like, what are you going to do on that thing? The fact that my PSP had a browser, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this?
What am I supposed to do?
I can't plug in my internet to this because I did have a modem at that. I was like, I can't plug it in.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this?
256 players in a lobby on a PS3.
On a PS3, wow.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to buy that game and play it so bad, but I just didn't have the internet, so it wasn't worth buying. I played, everyone played it on PlayStation, that.
Rainbow Six Vegas.
Nope. The
On a
Hellgas
on a PlayStation?
shooter. The
a
bad guys were
PlayStation?
Hellgas, yeah.
You are thinking of
Killzone. I played Killzone. Thank you, Cole.
Killzone
I got it, but yeah.
Killzone was in my mind. I was actually going to get there. That was the visual I had.
We were all thinking it. We all said it.
Yeah.
We all said it at the same
was
time.
it Killzone 3 that came out
Yeah, I
with the
think
PS3? Like, yeah.
The only problem
That
was
one, they had also some
is I bought a PlayStation controller
Resistance,
that was
yeah.
second.
Follow Man.
It was like a different company, but the joysticks were in the correct spot for the Xbox. But Killzone had a thing where you grab the triggers and you would turn stuff in the game. My controller didn't have the motion, so I
just drive off a cliff every time.
Well, here's the other thing too: is I got to that point, I went, "Cool, where's the PlayStation controller that came with it?" Gone. I don't know where it went because I got a controller that was set up correctly, and I went, "I don't need this anymore," and I lost it. I never finished Killzone.
Amazing. You probably also tossed your micro USB or your USB mini.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it came with. I was
Probably.
like, what is this doing here?
Oh man, I miss Killzone. Really should make another one. That is surprising that Killzone just went away.
Who made Killzone? Because was it Resistance who was Insomniac? I think Resistance was Insomniac.
I'm following. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it sounds right.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever. We've already gone long. We're just now kicking it.
The game I remember releasing for the PS3 was some ATX versus motocross thing.
Nice.
Do you remember, though, they tied it Sony TVs? They had a Sony TV that you could get that also had glasses that you could get for it. God, this is such stupid tech now. Oh, Gorilla. Oh, nice.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay.
Herman Holst. Yeah. But the TV was what do they call that? Rotational polarization, which is what they use for real D3D tech.
Okay.
Except each pair of glasses was all one of the rotations. So you could have player 2, I could have player 1.
But you get the whole TV.
And you get the whole screen. It like eliminated screen peeking, but also you got the full screen. But it was like I put on my player's glasses to look at the screen. What were we thinking? That is
Did it work?
Such cool. Yeah, it worked.
That's awesome.
I
never had it.
I had a buddy who his family owned like a home theater installation company. His dude playing Guitar Hero on that projector. I tell you what, nothing like it.
You were doing the around the world.
Doing around the world. I was doing the around the world. I was going wireless, baby.
Yeah.
PS3, we were wireless. But that was the first time I ever played a PS3. It was the week it came out with the Spider-Man font on it and stuff. And yeah, the reason I said Rainbow Six Vegas is I tie it to that system because his dad was like a top 100 player in the world for it in this one very specific game that I was like, it's not for me.
That's cool.
But we played the motocross game, and I remember thinking like, I've only got half the screen. It'd be kind of cool if I had the full. He ended up getting it way past me playing that game.
Yeah.
But that was the one they advertised with it that I remember.
That's so funny.
What a crazy thing, dude.
It's crazy we don't it's not crazy we don't have that because we don't play split screen anymore, right? They just don't make split screen games. You just play it on your own consoles.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Although the games I like playing split screen, I like Diablo, where like you share the screen.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't really mind that. But you remember when we used to sell at Best Buy, they had the product that was something you would plug in to the Xbox or PlayStation, and it would adapt the other controller.
Yes.
And then it was like illegal.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't do that. You can't sell that anymore.
There was something else that we had for a small window that we sold at Best Buy. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a little after that. It's like, yeah, you can't sell that. That's not a thing. And it's like was gone. It was similar like that. It was console crossing, but I don't remember what it was. It wasn't game controller. I don't know. I'll remember it a week from now. I'll be like, oh, remember that thing I was thinking about? It's that.
Hopefully you don't remember at 3 a.m. You're like, in a sweat. Oh, God.
It was a Game Shark.
That's what it was. Oh, man. Well, we're going to wrap up. We went long again, as always. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to catch the audio version, if you missed some of it, the audio version will be on our Patreon, patreon.com/RealPixel. It'll also have the VOD up there and stuff like that. And if you want to catch any of our other streams, it'll head on over to the YouTube, where we've got all the VODs available, and then we'll be live again on Thursday. I will be playing Dungeonborn, and hopefully James will be joining me, and then hopefully Stokes will as well. Thank you all for joining us. Do you have anything else, Stokes? Then we're going to sign off as usual with sweet dreams, and we'll see you for breakfast.